Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Temptations of Ait'seh with What Team Comp. I am your host, the Uncommon Guru, here to have a good time with some D&D tomfoolery with my friends. Say hi, everybody.
Tomfoolery.
Good morning.
Is it morning? Wait.
It's morning for him.
No, it's not.
I know it
Counter
is.
argument.
It's morning somewhere on the
You-
planet.
You're right. Good evening to everyone else.
And if I don't see you, then I haven't seen you.
God damn.
Let's get into where we last left off then, shall we?
Sure.
So,
Ye-
when we last left off, you guys had made your way into Ivory Hills, where you had decided to go straight towards the big white tower, go into the deepest part of the downstairs, find out that there was a secret door, and just kind of walk down there and see what you could find. In doing so, you guys picked a door and opened it up to see that there was some kind of draconic form down there that, having moved before you guys were expecting or were able to do anything else, it used a breath weapon attack to make you guys realize that you guys needed to turn around and start going back up the stairs. While you were doing so, one of the people who was supposedly part of the guards of this area also came up with you, disguised himself, hid himself away, and then met up with you later, discussing some of the details regarding the nobles in this area, giving you guys a few different ideas about ways with which you could complete this quest. However, in doing so, he also gave one of the party members difficult information that forced her to think about what their next step would be with a little bit more decisiveness, considering the information that was posed to her. That being said, as you are all reconvening, Kalir was getting herself some drink. Bo was
Drink.
Bo took a few little bits of drink from the white that you guys were speaking with. Not enough to get intoxicated or anything like that, but just enough to get a little bit of alcohol in his system. He's not a child. And as Carl left, you guys were left with questions and thoughts. So, what are you guys going to do?
Color's gonna do the thing.
Which thing?
The thing which I DM'd you about.
Let me pull that up.
Stop! I'm having cold
You
chills.
turning into a bee.
Active. I know I got a fat ass, but
For that, do you guys explain the details to the rest of the party
Navar was planning to in the morning.
in the morning? Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Kalir and her
was
talk
told
whatever.
in the- Yeah. Color was basically told in the evening. Actually, she wasn't told about the mirror thing, unless we're going to assume that she did.
Assume that she did, because honestly, I forgot.
Okay. In which case, Khalil would wake up extra early in the morning.
And do you want to describe to everyone else what you were doing, or did you want it to be private?
Private.
Okay, I'm stealing you away then.
You're gonna leave me alone here about it? No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Okay, fair.
So, you head out. You go out to the woods. After hearing about all the little bit of elements of what all they were discussing, you start taking the club and just kind of start banging it on every random tree, just kind of casually, trying to see if you can get a response. Do you do anything specific, or just kind of just tap on the tree and just walk through the forest at the moment?
I'm walking sort of somewhat deeper into the forest, just to, like, until people won't be around, or like, so any travelers won't just happen to walk by. And yeah, she'll just kind of like, she might bang it against somewhere, or she'll like, I don't know, throw it on the ground. She doesn't know how this is done, so.
After the second time you throw it on the ground, you hear a faint rattling sound. You kind of look behind yourself as you see a fuzzy kind of image, the one that you've seen before, just kind of seeming to be watching you. You know, you can simply ask.
No, I didn't.
You forget so much of what we've discussed. It's alright. You've had much on your mind, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I have a few questions. You talked about that mirror plane.
Yes.
Could you tell me a bit more about it?
What was it that you were wishing to know?
How does one travel between them?
Traveling between the planes is dangerous business for almost anyone. Anyone not understanding how dangerous it can truly be. To find
Is
such
it?
a place, you need to find where the areas have already met.
Where the planes have met?
Yes. Where there's a thin layer between them. Imagine it like looking through glass. You can see it on the other side sometimes, vaguely, but not
Like a
always.
portal or something?
Yes, like that.
How
Like a
do
hole
you
in
just...
the air.
Do you just stumble across it, or is there a way of finding one?
Some people have been trained to find them, but they have also been given charge to keep them from others.
So I suppose we could find someone that has that, but also is more inclined to tell us.
Finding one who is inclined to tell you will be difficult. They take their job quite seriously. After all, if one were simply able to find a place where they could peer into the depths, walk through, and be able to shake hands with devils and try and make their way to climb to the tops of Mount Celeste, that is a dangerous prospect for any. To attempt to gain favor from Zeas, the Stone Founder, and find out true history. It's what many thrive for. Many seek things of this nature. I simply want to know more about why they're guarded so fiercely. The worlds, they should not be restricted. Not as they have been. And yet they are. Which, for me, means that there's more to it.
I could give you some information.
Yes.
you might already know.
Perhaps.
There is. Are you aware of who we're searching for? The party I'm with?
Enlighten me.
They are a lord and lady, I believe, from the mirror plane, and they found a way through. And they're working with the mirror plane to I think take over it, or like to spread its influence here, because apparently the mirror plane is full of vampires and other undead. And essentially, they have these coins that are like enchanted. And when two are brought in the same place in each plane, it brings them close together, the planes.
Brings them closer together, you say?
Yeah. It allows one to influence the other, and perhaps vice versa. I suppose I want to know how to deal with that.
What is your thought on dealing with that?
Well, if the mirror plane is full of vampires and stuff, I don't think I'd like it if they came over here. No, excuse me. That would cause quite a panic and cause a lot of people to die. I don't want that.
It might, if you did not have some of the strongest methods of preventing such entities from gaining too much power. After all, you have come here near dawn, and as soon as dawn comes, they must rest.
I see. Well, what? Wait, I don't. What do you mean? What do you mean?
They are people of the night, not the day. They cannot stand sunlight.
I understand that, but I don't see how that helps us. Because we don't know where they are.
Then
I
you would
imagine
have
they're
to
very
find
good at.
them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I imagine they're very good at hiding themselves.
And yet you have tracked them to a city where the potential to speak to them is there. Not so great at hiding, are they? Unless they were looking for people like yourselves to find them. Or perhaps they were simply lucky and got you by accident. A followable trail that's by oversight, as much as by things that they intentionally leave behind, is it not?
But why would they want us to follow them? Suppose that means they need us or something.
Perhaps not you specifically. Maybe just anyone. Anyone can work.
That does make me wonder, though. Do I exist on the mirror plane?
Individuals are different. There are people who are similar to each other. There is likely someone who is similar to you. But they are not you. You are
I,
yourself an
I
individual.
know. That's not what I mean. If there is someone similar to me, I would like to meet them. Actually, I
You may
kind of
not
want to see what it's like.
you may not even know that you have met them. Similar, yes, but that does not mean that they will be exactly like you.
Hmm. Yeah. Are there any other properties of the mirror plane, or perhaps? I guess a better question might be. Hmm. Actually, yeah, that question.
What do you mean?
Well, you discuss how significant events or points where the planes, I guess, are closest together. So you have this mirror reverse kind of event happening on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But are there other properties?
Some. Not nearly as much light comes to this world. It is far more encased in shadow than it is in light.
Hmm. Okay. Um. I suppose one final question. I don't know if you'd know this, but is there is there a portal around here in this area?
You'd certainly do well to seek it out if there was, wouldn't you?
Hmm. Like she kind of she puts a finger to her chin for a second and just sort of looking down at the ground, kind of. She's almost like kind of. She's sort of scanning the ground like she's reading something, but she's not. She's just kind of thinking. And she's just kind of like, there's coins. I wonder if they do more than just influence this plane. I. If they do bring the planes closer together, then does that mean that, well, I guess one of two things. That another portal, that they could make a new portal where they put those coins. Or perhaps even worse, if there's like a higher chance of this kind of mirroring happening. A higher chance that whatever happens here happens in the opposite over there.
It is quite possible. For all of those. Whether or not that is the truth of the matter, you'll have to seek that out, won't you?
But I don't know what happens over there. I can't test it.
Not on this side, no.
But I don't have anyone on the other side to test it. To help.
You find people of all sorts on this side. Some good, some bad. Who's to say that finding someone on that side would not be like finding someone on this side? The only difference is that, like looking for bad people here, it would be like looking for good people there. More difficult, harder to do, but not impossible.
Are you saying I should look for someone who's evil here, and then look for their opposite?
No, just
Oh.
in general. Finding someone specifically, well, that would be of no help. One's choices are what determines whether they are good or evil. If you choose to be a good person, who's to say that your other will not choose to do the same? Assuming one's good and one's evil based off of what you know of them on the surface is dangerous.
I know. I still don't know how to find people from the mirror plane, though. Because, I mean, surely they're just kind of identical to regular people here.
Some will look different, but right now, all the people that you've seen and heard of are people from here. So why worry about the people from there while you're here?
Are you saying I should go over there? I
If
don't
you're
know what you're
wishing to
saying.
make an informed decision. I am fuzzy, blurred, motioning to their form, which still kind of has that flickering, almost static-like form. The more you learn about yourself, the more questions you ask, the more things come into focus. They hold out their hand and you see it slowly beginning to turn into a more solid hand. But you have to actually seek the knowledge. Otherwise, pulls their hand back and becomes staticky again. How you wish to go about it is your business.
Okay. She picks up the club and turns back to him and says, "Thank you." She walks away.
We'll head back over with everyone else now.
Yeah.
They've returned.
Madrino, you're late.
Technically, you guys, he was here and you guys weren't. So
We were doing something else off to
reverse
the
card.
side.
Reverse Uno card.
Reverses this with the same color to jump in.
Work demands my attention, unfortunately.
I'm aware.
Work
Believe
demands a
me.
sacrifice.
I wish I could say the same. That being said,
Bad.
after you guys all begin waking up, Clear comes into the place looking thoughtful, or however Clear wishes to describe herself.
She looks confused, thoughtful, ever so slightly annoyed, but she just wants breakfast.
I can't stop.
I'm sorry, I would have had a discussion with Zadim last night, which was, do you think, since we have the ball, right, since we have the drift globe, do you think it's worth me keeping...
Keeping what?
what?
Keeping daylight, the spell daylight.
Oh.
Not technically. Depending on the situation, perhaps, but not right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just had a stupid image in my head. And I know the drift globe cannot actually physically lift him, But I just had a stupid image in my head of drunk Bo just sitting on top of the floating drift globe, like, I can fly.
He's not that kind of drunk. Bo, the best way, because you did see Bo drunk a little bit. Well, not full drunk, but getting there. He's the, you know what I just realized? Kind of drunk. Like, you know
Oh
what
no!
I mean? Just, it's just like, he thinks he's just saying the most wise things, but really it's just bullshit.
Oh my god.
It's
That's the
like
kind of drunk
Jaden
that I
Smith
enable.
levels of tweets.
That's the kind of drunk I enable. Just to see how bad it gets.
Are you guys downstairs as well?
Mm-hmm.
No, okay.
Depends on how early it is.
It's
Bo
after
gets
dawn.
up sort of early. Yeah.
Navarre is late.
Bo is like, he likes going to sleep early and waking up early.
Trailer bird catches the. I mean, to be fair, he's a fisherman, so those
Yeah,
habits
exactly.
make sense.
Yeah. Okay, so probably just
Yeah.
Bo then.
Hi. He waves over.
Good morning. She sits
The
by.
demon also waves her over.
Everyone's up, but the elf.
Yeah. How you doing? How's your day going?
I'm doing okay. I just had to get some information.
Oh, cool. What kind of information?
Navarre told me about the conversation with the thing outside.
No, yeah, he was really interesting. Well, I hope being undead ain't too bad. Well, it's bad for anybody, but
I had to ask some questions
The
about.
best situation.
Repeat that, bad.
Second.
So it is not exactly the best situation, no.
The best situation. Okay, I thought he said suggestion.
No,
I'm like,
he
what?
said it's probably
you're
not the
also
best
lying.
situation.
Just so you know, Mad, you're lying.
You're like robot-y.
I mean, he's probably on his phone
I think
traveling.
he's on a
so
subway.
He might be on a subway. I don't live his life.
Yeah, so I had to ask some questions about the things that were told. And I think I have an idea now. I think somewhere around here, or somewhere on this land, there is a portal to the mirror plane.
That makes sense from what we've heard so far. Maybe it's inside their house.
I don't know. There are apparently people that can sense that sort of thing, but they also tend to keep it a secret.
Makes sense.
Another thing as well is that if those coins bring the planes closer together, that might have some interesting consequences.
So you're saying we should get on that right now? Get on that like flies on poop. You know what I'm saying?
Perhaps, yeah. I'm not really sure what they want to do, this Lord person. I'm not sure at all. But if the planes are being brought close together, I think we might have, I don't know, an invasion of some sort.
Like, I've been told stories about invasions. So ooh-wee. Alright. Well, we do need to get on that then, I'm guessing. Because we don't want an invasion to happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we should do about these lords. I think the warlock thing, as Navarro said last night, was a good idea, but I also think we should at least check out the mirror plane if we can find a portal. Because at least then we know what it's kind of like to be
Ain't
there.
that really dangerous?
It is. But it's important to know what we're dealing with. And there's pretty much nobody that I know that actually knows anything about the plane. Like,
Well,
anything about what
just
it's like to be on it.
just walking into another dimension or plane don't sound like that good of an idea.
Or maybe not if we went over, but if we had, if we at least had someone that could tell us, someone from there that could speak to us.
I mean, if we get close enough to it, I could cast aug, see if it's a good idea for us to go in there.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Let's hope I don't find it today. Because I don't have that one prepared. Yeah.
That's okay.
So should I go wake up Navarre, or is it still a little?
Oh no.
Frederick comes
Okay.
downstairs and just real tired, just waits for breakfast.
He didn't say anything. He just sits down like.
I will walk up to Navarre's room and knock on the door with the.
The claw.
Galil would say good to Vidric.
Good morning. He's very tired, but a little smile to her.
It's a clone! Kill it!
Little, as in barely noticeable.
I don't know what I said.
Smiling. You.
Also, I imagine that, like, just something that Bo can't see. But for some reason, I imagine she doesn't wake up when he knocks, so fucking Arcus just lands on her face. So all he hears is, motherfucking, what the fuck? And just a loud, just thump.
You hear the door getting the doorknob getting jiggled, and then you see just a dog just poke its head out, just stare at you for a second, and then close the door.
How? Wait!
I didn't say he was in dog form when he peeked out the door.
Good morning. Closes the door.
No, fuck that! I want to know how he turned the doorknob! He doesn't have thumbs!
Yes, but they're the sort where you can grip the top of it and pull down.
Oh,
I
okay.
can also open a doorknob without thumbs.
Clacks his claw.
No, people are like me in real life. I can, but yes, Bo.
But yeah, that's something you can totally do.
You basically do a hook-like thing. You use your hand like a hook, and then you just grip tight enough where you.
Jesus. So, 2 minutes after Arcus opens the door, still gonna recover from that. Navarre will peek her head out.
Come on. Bright and early. Want breakfast back.
Give me a second, and she'll close the door. Get dressed and regret it when she sees the sunlight, and then head out her room downstairs.
Opens blinds, stares at it, closes them. Fuck the sun.
You only have right?
Yeah. I just imagine just looks at the sun, looks down at ground. I wonder if a fall from the side is enough to kill me.
Currently, no.
She about to Squidward this shit.
I mean,
I wonder if this fall will be enough to kill me.
We know it's not far enough. Bo's already fallen from it.
Bo still alive, giving thumbs up. Yep, we can say that it is certified not far enough.
Okay, downstairs to get food.
Which, as part of that, you guys watch as the owner is reviewing this odd. Like, most of you guys have heard about areas that have this thing called maple trees, and maple syrup isn't super common, so it's something that's different, but he's showing you some of that, and he's pouring it on these fluffy uh, bread cakes, pancakes, if you will. And
Bread
he's
cake.
yeah, and he's showing that these bread cakes they're very soft. And you pour the syrup on them, and it apparently soaks up some of the syrup, but it keeps a thin layer on top for you to just kind of lick off when you're eating it. You don't want to eat it with your fingers, otherwise they get all sticky.
I only eat Blenny. I'm sorry. I'm joking.
Well, that's your own fault then. He has jam though, if you prefer jam.
Blen.
I'll just take some butter, man. I don't like syrup on my pancake.
Sucker Blen.
Yeah, he gives you butter. But for anyone else, he's offering that. Yeah, and as he does so, he just kind of mentions, one of Tamdov's northern supplies, because of the fact that they're far enough to the north for there to be a good supply of maple trees for it to get cold, is maple trees. And so maple syrup is something that they do have, not an abundance of, but enough of it that it's a luxury in some cases. He's not going to force anyone to pay an exorbitant amount for it. But at the same time, it's something that, a nice little bit of a extra pizzazz for his shop to show that, he's doing well for himself, if you will.
Does he have tea?
He has tea.
Khalil would try the maple syrup, but then she'd go like, too sweet. And then just eat them.
He
Just have it
la-
for
he
breakfast.
laughs at that. And it's natural, too.
I just imagine just her going, yeah, and like smacking her tongue to try and get the taste off. Butter, she sound muffled. And that made that noise
It sounds like you're doing it normal, but you turned up the bass.
Bass boosted.
Bass boosted.
Oh my gosh.
We're in a city right now, right?
Oh yeah, you're in Ivory Hills. It's a city.
Okay, I just have to make sure that it's a city and not like I'm overestimating the size.
No, this is big. Yeah, big. Lots of people.
Navarro taps on the counter. Oh god, his name. Okay, Regis, his name.
Yeah.
You like that name a lot.
I do like that name a lot. Shut up.
Do you have any idea where there might be a place where I can sell pieces of things I've hunted?
Depends on what kind of pieces they are.
She rummages around in her bag and then stabs one of the spines off the spine devil she has into the counter.
That sounds like it. That should buff right out. Apologies for her stabbing.
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, and honestly, I was trying to set it sideways.
I think
She
you
looks
missed.
tired.
He just like stares at her for a moment and then just, I think you missed.
Did you get any sleep last night? No.
Got sleep, but it wasn't restful sleep.
Do you need to be woken up a little bit?
Sure.
No, that would hurt too much. What else do I have?
Come here!
You could punch me.
Could punch what?
I don't think that would wake her up. Hold on a second. I got something. You ain't gonna like it, but
it would. But yeah.
he
Oh wait, no. If I hit him, he'll shock me.
He goes over and you see him pull out this root. He starts grinding it up into this like mulchy paste. Just keeps grinding into it for like a good solid like 2-3 minutes, just grinding into it until he looks it over. Gets the side of a blade and just squishes it a little bit more until all this juice has just been collected, and he slowly pours it into a vial. Looks at your tea, looks up at you, shakes his head, grabs another drink and just pours it into that. Just like, I ain't gonna ruin your tea. But he sets it down just like, take a shot of that. Just like his little shot glass.
How does it smell?
It's got a because of the fact that he poured a little something else with it, probably is covering the smell a little bit, so you're not 100% sure how it smells on its own, but when it was grinding it up, it gave off this like this bitter sort of smell.
Did I know what root he had?
Mm, you are you proficient with nature?
Nope.
Nope.
Only in survival if we're going for anything nature-wise.
Mm-hmm. Nature would be if you were wanting to identify it. Survival would be to actually find it.
She'll take a small sip of it.
No. You knocked that back.
She looks at him with worry and horror before she just takes the entire glass.
Did you take the sip?
She
Well,
took
hold
a
on.
sip at first, yeah.
Your mouth, your lips are a little bit numb, and you're definitely feeling like it's like one of those things where it's like a little bit of a pucker, and you're like, ah, and you can
Wait.
see why he's saying that, because if you took your time trying to sip this down slowly, you might not be able to finish it.
She'll just knock it back immediately.
Wait, what is this she's drinking?
Something to help me wake up!
Okay, yeah, you're fine. Your mind, like, it takes a moment for your body to catch up with what it's ingested, and you kind of have to slowly just like. I rolled her a con save
Why? Why would you?
because it's your first time taking this.
Well, why would you roll it for me as opposed to me rolling it?
Because I wanted to see what I'd roll.
Oh, fuck off.
Natural 20 though.
Does that?
I like how you're
Of
like
course,
fuck
the
off,
DM
but I
rolls
got.
my con.
Yeah, of course. That being said, like you're like once you get it down, it goes down hard, but you definitely like feel a bit of your foot tapping a little bit faster, kind of just. Oh yeah, okay. As your mind slowly begins to pick up a little bit more, and you're just like, okay, yeah. You start to feel a bit wired. You have +2 to initiative for the next 2 hours.
Look, it's like coffee.
No. This was a root.
What did you give me?
It's a local root. Something that we try not to give too often, as we don't want people to get themselves forcibly reliant on the substance, but it's still very useful to have around if you're wanting to have something that'll give you a pep in your step when you're actually waking up. Most people call it, and he pulls out another one just to show you. They call it bitterspeed root.
I'm gonna memorize what that looks like just in case I ever find one.
Okay.
Ugh. She immediately starts drinking your tea.
That probably makes the tea taste awful, to be fair.
Tea's a strong drink. It can wash out a lot of taste.
It's going to take a lot more tea than what you have to do so.
Do you have a larger mug?
I'll get you the larger mug. It's going to take a bit to brew it though.
That's fine. I need this taste out of my mouth.
He gets you a larger one and sets it down for you. Made it stronger, just in case.
She snatches it up and just starts taking large gulps of it.
You're going to want to go a little slower on. Oh, okay.
What?
That could hurt you.
She's drinking a big mug of that.
No,
bitter
it's
stuff.
of tea. It's to get the taste out of
Oh.
her mouth.
Mm-hmm. If she was drinking a big mug of that, she might kill herself.
This is high tie. I go out on my terms. Downs mug.
Kalia, I don't know what Kalia would drink. I reckon juice.
Orange juice, apple juice. Lemon juice.
Grape.
That's usually made into wine around here.
Tempted to say lemon juice, but no, let's go with
You want
It's a
what?
weapon, just in case someone breaks in.
go with orange juice.
You're given orange juice.
Tasty.
I'll turn towards the group. So, what if we begin in the bullshit that we have to deal with?
Kalia would reiterate what she said to Zadim and Bo. Do you need me to?
You basically said if we find a portal, you want to explore it. If I remember correctly, right?
Sort of. It was more that there might be a portal around, somewhere, and that also, if the coins do what we were told that they do, then it's. Oh yeah, that's another thing she wanted to say, that there's a possibility that they could make a new portal with those coins, sort of, or that in some way, the the kind of the mirroring thing, the mirror plane,
Right.
the actual, like, it might make it so there's like a higher chance in those sorts of areas that the coins are in for those events to sort of mirror on the other side. Or like
So basically, what happens in the mirror dimension would happen there, or has a higher chance of happening in the normal dimension.
in the opposite manner, yeah.
She just sighs. Dealing with that is a dangerous endeavor. I would be up for it, but I would prefer to deal with it after we deal with the warlocks, because at least then we have manpower should hell rise up and come after us once a fucking again.
Okay.
Now, how the hell do we get in contact with the nobles to get them to hire us is the big thing right now. Unless they're just enlisting somewhere and I completely missed it.
I think they're probably asleep by now. I don't know. I don't know if they're nocturnal. They probably are.
Hey, Regis.
Hmm.
You know a lot about these fucker nobles.
Hey, just because they're fuckers doesn't mean you can say that openly. Walls have ears.
Do you know if those wonderful nobles
No,
are
they
hired?
don't. They're walls.
I was just expecting that.
Walls are inanimate, right?
Yeah, but some people sit next to those walls when you ain't looking. Luckily, the
Then it
place
wouldn't
is
be
pretty
the
clean,
walls
but...
that have ears. It would be the.
Alright, stop cutting the shit with me. What are you asking?
Do you know if they're hiring for people to deal with certain issues of theirs?
That was a metaphor, Bo.
We'll have to roll to know if Bo knows exactly what a metaphor is.
You're a fisherman. You know a few metaphors, but you didn't know that there was a word for it.
Yeah, alright. I didn't know there was a word for that sort of thing.
I love this small hat.
Kalia kind of just like winks and it's just like.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. NPR
What?
cut out. You cut out.
Okay.
You said
Oh.
winks and then you cut out.
And then she says, "Glad I could help."
Regis kind of like looks at you. It's just like, you're using that verbiage for him, and then you're asking to see if you can get work from him? They might actually like you.
Money's money.
Wait,
Exactly.
getting work from who?
The nobles.
We're getting work from. Bo looks. Bo looks confused.
Navarra looks confused because Bo was around during that conversation.
I thought we were just saying we're gonna do that and not actually. I thought we.
Sorry.
Wait, we're actually gonna work for these people?
I'll fully explain to you in a second, but alright?
No, I know what was said before. I just thought that was, talk, not actually something we do.
It's the means to an end. Regardless, we still need to figure out how they're hiring so we can get hired.
They've got a few different places that they've got set up so that they themselves don't have to actually speak to people unless they're successful.
Of course they do.
What, would you want to talk to people who haven't gotten the job done already?
It would be real hard for me to be able to hire anyone in the first place.
Then again, that makes sense for you. You don't have a name that's got a reputation to uphold. You can me all you want.
It's more of those things of like, I mean, he's right.
Look, with the fact that they got the reputation, that means that they can have various people who they actually have set up to take the hirings for them. People to act as guild masters and whatnot. They can hire mercenaries, they can hire all sorts to be able to look over the events of what's going on so that way they don't have to put their hands physically on everything. They let their guild masters sort them out, figure out who they're hiring, send them where they need to go. Otherwise,
So, darling,
everything
I
will be
still need the
chaos.
location.
I was getting to that. I was explaining it because you looked a little bit lost there. It's down the road. If you keep going it towards the, say, the most western side of town, you'll see a big sign overhead. It should call itself. Oh, ow! Sorry,
Careful.
cracking my knuckles. It's been a bad habit of mine for a while. You see him just shaking his hand like, ah. You'll see it's called the Dragon's Eye.
Lovely.
Oh yeah, it's actually a nice place. Very well set up and everything like that. It's just, well, depending on how you get your reputation and what you're looking to use your reputation for, it depends on whether or not you get to actually go into one of the dragon's wings or if you actually manage to make yourself to the dragon's heart. At least that's what people tell me when they're willing to speak after a few drinks. I'll give you a moment because Paris is the one trying to get this information, so we'll give her a second to get back before I had a lot of fun making the idea of this guild. but we'll see how you guys decide to use it in the future and such as that.
Guild?
Yeah. That's where they have the hiring at. Is at a place called the Dragon's Eye Guild, is what he's saying. He says that
Okay.
they have actual other attachments to it called the Dragon's Wings, which you can't get into unless you've shown basically that you're worthy of the guild. And the Dragon's Heart is the central area, which only the highest ranked members can go into. Just to give that a breakdown of what he's going to be telling Paris.
Oh God, Bo's gonna have to join a gang.
Your good boy's joining a gang. He's gonna be a hoodlum.
Dude, I don't know if Bo's gonna be able to do.
And to be fair, one might say that they're not a gang, because they're a guild.
That's kind of what gangs do, they'd say, to be honest. Oh, we're not a gang.
What gang have you ever heard of that says that no, we're not a gang?
I don't know.
Mafias.
To be
Mafias,
fair,
yes.
that's exactly what someone in a gang would say.
No, we're
Because
not a gang.
mafias are technically a gang,
I mean,
but they claim to not be a gang or a mafia, so that people can't legally shut them down.
Yeah, that would be like a
Yeah.
gang or a mafia.
I mean, that's like, the
No,
police
no,
are
rather,
like,
that's
oh,
a mafia.
the police like, are you involved in any gang activity? And it's like,
Yeah, they're
oh,
not going to
yeah,
be
fine.
honest to the police.
Oh yeah, we're a gang. Oh, what are you on about? Like, it's obvious. Okay. There's a spider flying around. I don't like
What?
it. Yeah, there's a spider flying around.
A spider flying around?
Daddy long legs.
Oh, okay.
Daddy.
Murder.
Yeah, Khalid's also unsure if she wants to join a whole guild. Oh, that's a big step up from previously, not being part of society, but
You gotta go in all the way at some point.
even
Man.
if it's
Welcome back.
technically evil.
Wait,
Also,
what?
to give you a breakdown of what he was saying, Paris,
Breakdown.
the Dragon's Eye Guild has two other sections to it for higher ranked members. If you rank up, some people who have been drunk have been willing to say that there's a section called the Dragon's Wing and a section called the Dragon's Heart. What those do, they weren't willing to say, but they did mention it to him, so he is aware of that. But just
Okay.
for people just going in, they would know it as the Dragon's Eye Guild.
Alright. I know he said people with a little bit more pull or a higher name. Is there clergy, perchance?
Is which what?
Is there a clergy? I need to use sending, and I'm wondering if someone would know the person that I need to use sending to.
What person you're looking to send it to?
The Marquis is from, I think the area was called Jeweled Watch? Can't quite remember the name of the city.
Oh, yeah. Marquise comes by every now and then, usually like once a year to check on things. Usually when we have to be on best behavior, like rolls his eyes, as
I'm
we
wondering
always
if we
are.
can call it a bit of a favor.
Who is this exactly?
The Marquis from you remember the place where we had that tournament?
Oh, him. Did I see him? I met him,
You
right?
met him, yes. You were part of the
Yeah.
group that won, so yes, you did see him.
Technically, I could cast it.
Oh, duh. Wait, do you have the spell prepared?
Not today.
Oh, I don't mind buying the clergy. Can you point me in the direction of someone who knows how to contact him without worry about the spell failing?
I suppose that would rightly depend after a bit. Kind of rubs his chin thoughtfully. Most clergies around here would tend to be in the ivory towers, which, based around just some of the information I heard, you might have some issues trying to talk to those people right now.
Why?
Apparently, someone made a big fuss and started shouting, and well, it's gotten a lot of people paranoid, and they're starting to not speak highly of the place right now.
She just covers her face. Understandable. It can't hurt to try. I mean,
Plus, it doesn't help that some people are saying that some of the clerics are making it so that people can't go downstairs to visit their buried loved ones, so that's not exactly helping them either.
is there a clergy other than clerics? Wow. Clerics here.
Yeah, there are other clerics, but most of them go and they set up their worship in ivory towers. There's a few others around, but most of them tend to be uh, less temples towards their gods and more just areas of interest that may purchase your interest, if you will. They do things at their own pace and such as that. There is a library to cash, or I'll spell that out for you.
Please! Thank you.
And they like to know more about the world and such, and so they have begun building a library. It's not exactly a place of worship, but then again, they also believe that reading books is a form of worship, so they write lots of books, and then people who read them are basically supposedly worshiping, whether they know it or not. And they
Knowledge
don't really
work?
care if you're looking for, yeah, mostly knowledge. Few of them are able to do a lot more on the magic side of things, but I'm not certain if that really makes them stand apart from others or not.
My dad's one.
Really? Good for him.
Actually, Dawn.
Hmm.
Any stories that Dad would have told about him coming here?
Here specifically, not off the top of your head, but it's possible.
Do I have to delve deeper?
Roll a history check.
Thank you. Oof. Routine got awful.
Vague. It's probably a while ago. Before you were born, actually. So it was one of those, like, yeah, this is... I just passing through, I stopped by in the Library of Cash. There's a lot of them scattered around. Tandov has a very nice one. A little bit smaller last he saw it, but it probably has grown from here. Should have grown from there. He hopes it grew from there. Man, you should really go check that place out again.
She'll stand up. If anyone wants to accompany me to the library, feel free to. If you instead want to go ahead and go to the guild, see if you can grab that specific quest right off the bat, I would be very appreciative of it.
I'm guessing you're not wanting to hear about the other gods then? Get your mind set up.
I might have a bit more talk with the knowledge cleric, but go ahead.
I still don't understand what we're doing for.
I don't understand what you're doing
Quest-
either, but I'm explaining things to her right now. So I'll let you
Finding
guys
quest
discuss
to
that.
face some warlocks.
What?
Oh,
Shit. I
Don't
don't
come
get
with
why
me for
we're
a second.
taking a
You're
quest.
doing what now? Hold on, what?
hang on. She'll hold a finger up to Regis. Bo, come with me, can you please?
Did you say
Alright.
something about warlocks? Saving warlocks?
Chase.
Chasing. Okay. Sounded like you said saving. I was confused there for a moment.
I said chasing, boy, calm down.
I'm allowed to be confused.
I don't even get what's wrong with warlocks in the first place, but alright. But yeah, Navarre, what you need?
She'll move to a more secluded corner. Okay. So, guess you don't remember the full conversation with the white from before?
No, I just don't think us giving these people more time to do everything they want to do is a great idea.
Here's the thing. Right now, they're incredibly powerful, and you saw what happened when we tried to fight just something as, well, I won't say simple, but a single dragon underground. If they are that strong, we cannot take them on our own.
That's kind of a necessary risk, though, right?
Not always, especially not when there is an option to get more help.
Yes, but if we do a quest for a guild, I'm still not positive when the guild can.
Because the guild runs it and the guild will point us in the right direction if we get to that specific quest.
So what we're looking is they'll have another month at least of doing whatever the hell they want. Or you say heck, not hell. Even that's a bad enough word.
They would have another month, but we would come back at least 3 times as strong and be able to stop them for sure.
Maybe.
As opposed to dying outright for certain.
It's not 100% that we would.
It's not
So
100% that we wouldn't.
It's just giving them extra time to something that might not even.
It's giving us necessary time to fully prepare as well, so we don't just go in and die and they can continue on anyway, now with no one knowing what they do. Bro, please, just, even if I have to say
Because
a
now
personal favor.
if the planes are getting merged, or whatever she said, the invasion, that's just giving them more time to do that, which means the more time we give them, they will get stronger just like us, right? So that means we come out equal as we came in.
Yes.
Nothing would have changed.
But they wouldn't have an army behind them.
Wait, why wouldn't they? If they have the invasion thing coming, that's exactly what they would have.
Bo, if you want to go straight ahead and just attack them and put your head on line, even if you do survive in the country, be my guest. This is the more strategic way to do this, however, so we don't just outright die.
I'm just trying to make it clear that there's a decent chance that you're saying we might be stronger when we really might not be, like comparatively. Like, because
Understand what you're
yes,
saying.
we can get stronger, but so would they, right? So really, what happened?
I understand what you're saying, but also understand that what I'm saying gives us a better chance as well. This would
So
also be
you
a
understand what
personal
I'm saying, but you just don't care. I'm fine with it, just say it honestly. But yeah, I'm fine with doing it. I just think it won't do it.
Color. Actually, don't worry.
Like, I'll do it with you people, but I just don't think it'll do much.
You're used to fighting alone, aren't you?
No.
There is a massive strength in numbers. Especially if you go in with the pretense of taking this person out, come back with the very people that you were supposed to execute.
Yeah, my argument still stands that the whole they'll have as many numbers, if not more than us, by the time we get back. But yeah,
You and I are not going to agree on this.
no.
This much is clear. So,
Do you think they're gonna have numbers by the time we get back?
I don't know what they're going to have. I know that I would just feel better if we had our own little numbers, as opposed to going in on people that we know for a fact are stronger than we are. And even if we do win, being wanted in an entire country.
He just looks confused. None of this is gonna matter, but alright. And he just walks back to the ground.
The fact you said waddles?
Yeah, either or.
Right here, the other place I was going to mention to you.
Where the the hell did he come from?
He saw you two split up, so he's calling out to you.
If you want to regale them, then go ahead. I'm heading to the library.
Alright, so you don't want to hear about Lucanus Den.
Do I know that name?
Roll a religion check.
Fuck. Fuck. There it is.
One of the ones that your dad spoke of, people of Keish tend to turn to those of Lucanus because Lucanus is often referred to as the Wolfborn, a nature god, which, you know, when you're trying to go through nature and such like that, having someone who knows it tends to help you out quite a significant amount.
Fucking nature cleric?
They also tend to be worshipped by people who generally are more of the earthbound, like people who aren't up in the mountainous areas. Most people in the mountainous areas tend to worship people like the Storm Ranger and such like that. Lucanus is more for rangers who run around in plainslands and forests.
Give me a quick rundown, can you?
Opposite direction, more to the north and east.
Thank you.
I'll be able to sell your stuff there at the same time. Figure you might not want to have a double trip. You need to know where something is too. What?
Did he say east or northeast? I'm sorry.
Northeast.
And what did he say just like 2 seconds ago? Because I couldn't hear you over what I was asking.
I think I was asking what NPR said as well.
Well, since Navarro's... Well, I mean, even if Navarro's gone, Culler's just going to say anyway, but you'll just have to say it again.
Just left you.
I assume she just walked over to the library, like...
No, she's still in the bar.
Yeah, because he just told him about... he just told her about Lucanus, like, literally just then.
Okay. Collier... Collier would say... She's not sure whether to say it in front of other people. She would say, yeah, fuck it. Say, you know how we found those coins, right?
Aye.
Who said that?
Who are you directing that at?
Just the group.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
who was that?
Beatrix says. I was from the barkeep because you said that. I don't know if I want to just say this, and I'm like, okay, so you're talking to the barkeep then.
No. So yeah, with the coins, it's a bit strange how they just kind of left them behind there. And given the fact that we have knowledge now that they have to have a coin on the other side that's at the same place, it's strangely coordinated, which makes me think that maybe we were supposed to come here. Like, you know, perhaps they wanted, I guess not necessarily us, but someone to follow them?
It doesn't bode well. Which means if they were wanting that, then they would expect to be attacked. Or at the very least confronted.
Yeah. But the thing is that given the nature of the coins, any normal person would just think of them as just regular coins, right? It would take someone who's reasonably intelligent to figure out that they're actually in some way cursed.
Right.
Which makes me think that, well, makes me realise that they're a lot smarter if they are indeed looking for someone to follow them. They're looking for someone who is decently smart. Smart enough to realise, perhaps, that they might know that we're following them.
So what we do is do unexpected and make it so they. Yeah. My brain completely forgot what I was about to say.
I guess part of what I'm saying is that this is really difficult, but I feel like if they're not stupid enough to expect us to come straight out. If we can figure out that they're just the coins, the coins are cursed and everything, then, and that they're the one placing them, and that they're the source of many problems and all of that, then they know that we're probably smart enough to realise we shouldn't just come at them head on because there are political ramifications and such, and we might die.
So they expect us to take a long way around.
Maybe.
So what should we do then?
I don't know. I'm just saying, that's just my thoughts.
I'll see if I can figure out something at the library.
Is it just me that thinks we shouldn't split up?
If you want to come with me, then feel free to.
Killa will, I mean, she's finished breakfast, as well as her orange juice, so she'll probably come with, Novara, and I guess kind of say, well, you know, if we're not going to split up, we should probably all follow.
My Drano.
My drain.
My drain.
I don't know if they even know we exist yet. That's the thing, Kurt.
I'm sorry I zoned out because we were talking so much.
So Zadim, still in his morning, waking up, still not got his coffee in him, kind of looks around just like, wait, hold on, was that question directed at me?
They might not know we exist, but
I hate dealing with what ifs.
there is probably someone on the mirror plane who's also placed those coins down, which means that they might have a way of knowing that those coins are no longer there on our side.
Is that how it works? Like, are objects moved around the mirror plane as objects are moved around?
I don't think so. But the point is that the planes get close together, and if they're not feeling that the planes are getting close together, then something's wrong.
What is causing them to get close together in the first place?
It's the magic in those coins.
Is
White
it?
told you. I think the White told you that, didn't he?
Yeah, I was too busy thinking about the fact that I'd hate to live like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, what's a white?
Basically, a person who isn't quite ready to die yet.
Ain't that everybody?
You'd be surprised.
Fair enough.
Are you guys coming to the third?
I think Zadib is still half dead.
I couldn't hear the question.
Are you guys
She's
coming
heading
with them?
She's basically heading to a cleric's library. Navarre and Kalir.
I cannot say how much help I will be, but I will come.
Well, it's more for the sake of just sticking together, I suppose.
Then
Yeah,
of
'cause
course.
separating right now might not be the best.
Yeah, we might get jumps. Although it is daytime.
It is daytime, and I don't even know if these people know who we are yet. You know, agitating their dragon might have put us on their. You
I don't
know,
even. I don't even know whose dragon that was.
I mean, it makes sense for it to be theirs.
It was theirs.
Oh,
Oh.
alright.
Here is the thing. It is not just their dragon, according to the man I spoke. He called it their pet project. So for anyone who would consider a dragon a pet, I do not want to be dealing with them until I am sure I am in a position of power.
Oh. Okay.
That's not fun.
I just like how Kalir just said that. Oh. Okay.
I didn't know dragons could be pets exactly,
They
but
technically can't unless you're extremely powerful.
well then. That's not great.
I'll start walking to the library.
Kalir kind of muses to herself, like, maybe we should, now that we know it's there, we could just kill the dragon.
I don't know if it's that easy.
It really ain't.
Yeah. I feel like we mostly got just caught off guard, though.
Yeah,
We're all in one place, getting hit by fucking bad breath.
it stank.
Yeah, it did.
In the meantime, I imagine you're doing this while you're walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only takes you a little bit to get over to the library. And it is pretty big. Now that you're able to actually take some time to look it over. It's built with a figure looking to be thoughtful as a statue off to the side. Just kind of looking at people as they walk in as though observing them, studying them, curious about them. There are a few pillars out front, and it's made of some more of that beautiful white stone for the front part, but the rest of it is made of various other stones, likely from the surrounding area. And carved into the headpiece of it is praise be knowledge, praise be Keish.
I don't know what this Cage person is, but apparently, praise be.
Don't know why, but I'm just imagining just someone's just like, it's pronounced quiche. Like someone who's just obsessed with quiche and just has one there eating it.
Guys, we need to have a plan. I'm not hungry.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Look, I'm
Like,
not
stop
hungry.
bringing up quiches, for God's sake.
Look, just because I'm hungry doesn't mean you can shame me for being hungry.
Stop lying to me. Lying.
She'll head in.
Khalil will also head in.
Looking around, there's a fairly distinct look to some of the people who are not the people running the library. There are people who are dressed in clothes like yourselves. The funny thing about it is that before you're allowed to even enter into the book areas, there are there's like a box. It's just like behind it, and there's like a person just kind of standing there. And as people go in, like you actually watch people, and they're just like, "Yes, yes, I know, I'm aware." And they hold out their hands and they put on like these pair of gloves, and they help tie it for these people. It's like, enjoy your stay before they go into the library. As you approach, everyone who is a member and is helping to keep order is dressed in these robes that come up slightly high collar, and they themselves are wearing gloves as well as they make motions to you. They're like, "Welcome to the library. Are you seeking knowledge amongst this day?
I
Amongst
would
us this
actually
day." Forgive me, grammar is important.
two things.
Yes.
One, just for funsies, does anyone in this library know someone that goes by the name of Thomas Suture? Second of all, I need someone who knows how to do sending on the Marquise of Jewel's watch. If they've interacted with him.
You ask for something quite high. Getting a simple sending to the Marquise would take some time, perhaps all of the day, and you asked your question so quickly. I don't believe I caught the name of the person. Forgive me, you went right from one thing to another.
Sorry, Thomas Suture.
I have not heard of that name myself. I can certainly ask around, see if anyone else has possibly heard. Is there anything of significance regarding him that I should make them aware of?
All I can tell you currently that would help is that he's a bright red tiefling who's incredibly ditzy yet still loves to learn.
Ditzy tiefling. I can certainly see about what they know. Is there anything else we can assist you with while you're here?
If you can find a person who can use sending on the Marquise, she'll set down her spellbook. Tell them they get one out of here free.
He kind of like looks down at the spellbook, looks up at you, tilts his head slowly.
I believe I've started to cut out. Fuck.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, there we go.
He looks down at the spellbook, looks up at you, and kind of tilts his head curiously. Beg pardon?
I think they're clerics here, not wizards.
Hold on.
She's cutting out.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Okay, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Actually, excuse me. Not that book. My brain is fried.
Brain.
You know the journal that I got out of the Druids thing? That one. I'll open it to essentially. I'm gonna assume there are diagrams in there as long as with writing. I'll open it to a diagram.
He sees you touching it with your fingers and seems to be like, he slowly pulls it away from you. It's nothing, it's just once the paper has been written upon, our hands slowly can begin destroying them by wrapping them in such a manner we preserve them and we help to continue their success in teaching others. Just a personal thing, obviously you have found this yourself, so you would not have been aware. Turns it around.
These guys are the fucking like comic book nerds of D.
Kind of.
Oh god, you corners, don't do that.
Don't lick your fingers, you're going to get saliva on the pages.
I can't stand people who lick their fingers and turn the page.
You mean if you want to say my name?
But
I didn't have my thumb on the button. I did the exact same damn.
Y'all nasty.
Nice.
So you guys watch as he turns the pages a few times, kind of looking it over very quickly, reading through it, and he slowly just kind of puts his hands together. You offering this book to us or just pages?
I'm offering the chance to copy down and add some knowledge to your repertoire in exchange for some help.
It would take us some time to be able to copy all of this. I do hope you are aware of this.
I would be willing to offer a bit of assistance.
Even with your assistance, it's not a matter of that, it's that it's already bound. Unbinding it could destroy some of the pages and the work.
Out of character, why the hell would he unbind it when he could just copy it to...
Because if you're offering assistance as though you can copy it as well, which means they'd have to unbind it and have multiple pages given to multiple people to copy down.
Ah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, so he's basically saying like one person because it's already bound and he doesn't want to ruin the pages by unbinding it. Which they can do that. It is possible for them to unbind it and rebind it. It just might have some extra wear and tear on it when you get it back.
It's fine with me, honestly. I got everything I need out of that book. I'm just using it as a bargaining chip now.
Got everything.
If you want, you can simply leave it with us and come back to pick it up later.
Alright.
May I? Motions to the book.
She just gives like the go ahead motion.
And what was your name?
Navara.
Alright. Takes the book and he walks up some stairs to behind him. Just disappears from view. And as you're kind of like just taking a moment, just if you want to leave, you can. If you're waiting, obviously you can. But there's a good amount of books in here. You're not sure exactly how many. It looks probably a good couple hundred. It's not like books lining every wall, but the amount of books that they do have is still staggering for the books you've seen.
Kalea's just Oh, Kalea's actually interested in some. Kalea's gonna look at least a section of the library dealing with technology. She's gonna see like what the most advanced stuff they have is.
Are you wearing your armor?
Yeah,
Does your armor have gloves?
gauntlets.
Okay, so since you have gauntlets, when you come in, like they like hold up their hands and like have you do the same when you show that your fingers are covered. They just kind of basically do a quick inspection, make sure they're clean, that they're not so filthy with grime or anything in the meantime. But if you've taken good care of them, they show themselves to be perfectly fine, perfectly reasonable with that, and they let you in. Roll an investigation check.
Boop. But
Looking around this area, the area doesn't really seem to be much on technology. You find the basic three of pulleys and fulcrums and such as that, but nothing about more advanced technology.
the stuff of amateurs. Kalea wouldn't say that. Kalea would just kind of put them back and then walk back and sit down. And then she'll like actually she won't do that in the library. That would probably like turn a few heads.
Yeah. Were you about
was
to start
gonna-
tinkering?
Oh no, she was gonna grab the piece of black root thing that she picked up from like ages ago in the Druid quest.
Oh lord.
Like, look it over, but then obviously people will be like, ugh, don't touch my books. Ugh.
Actually,
the feeling
dog,
that
can I tell that?
Might be how they would react, yeah.
Can I tell like all of them are just like dirt freaks, essentially? Like, no, dirty, don't touch.
Make an insight check.
I feel like it's more just kind of like they just want to preserve the books as much as
No,
possible.
I know why. I swear. Jesus.
It's exactly that. It's less that they're being clean freaks and more that they're being, if they can do whatever they can to preserve these books, they're going to do it. And
I'll
apparently,
put on the white rabbit gloves then.
Okay.
So they don't freak out when I look through the books.
when you show that you have your own gloves, there's like they like see you put them on and they make this look of consideration. They make like this slight nod of acknowledgement, like, okay, yeah, all right. They're impressed that you brought your own gloves, and they're not like workman gloves, like they're soft, very gentle ones that shouldn't be too hard on the books.
Well, do they know that I'm a fucking fashionista that I just happen to have these?
To be fair, that's how nobles would be here, which would mean that you would fit right in.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got proficiency in deception, but
They're not considering you as a noble. They're just saying that you have a set of white rabbit gloves. They're not going to make assumptions, but they're just happy that you have gloves. That you're understanding to the fact that their ways is to go forth protecting these books from any kind of things that could destroy them, such as the touch of hands upon them.
Don, what would that creature that we discussed actually be categorized under?
Which one?
The one that was in the journal, actually.
You're not sure?
Mm.
I mean, since it was based off of plants, you could look under plants.
Look under humanoid plants or unusual plant life, essentially.
Roll an investigation check.
What the fuck? 21 again.
Okay. Looking around the area, you find various bits and bobbles about plants. The strangest thing that you pull up, which to be fair, you are already aware of these things anyways, was about shambling mounds. Which, yeah, you're already aware of that. That's nothing new to you. That's something that you're like, oh yeah, I've been made aware of this. This is something that you fought and defeated. So yeah, that's not something that you've had to worry too much about.
The thing that fucking clears Shoryukened out the water.
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
What about
you can
dragons?
terms of the water.
Huh?
When you guys were in the river.
The dirt clod that you punched to death.
The what?
The clod of dirt in the river that you punched to death.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. You found a book on them, but that's the weirdest thing you can find regarding plants. Roll another investigation check for dragons.
Hang on, my computer's having a heart attack.
Alright.
Eh. There we go. E.T.
You start looking around, looking through all the books and trying to find out how this thing is organized. Throughout this entire place, it does not appear that they have any books or knowledge regarding dragons.
Well, fuck. Then I'll just sit by the counter and wait.
Okay.
Can't find a damn thing.
Can't find a damn thing.
That's why we are always seeking knowledge. One of them just kind of says when they hear that, just like, yeah. If you have any books of knowledge or things of learning that you have written down, we'd be happy to add it to our collection. Who is having the click and clicks?
Paris.
Is that me?
Is that your phone?
Right.
No.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, yes, it is. My fucking phone hit itself. There we go.
Yeah. Did you read what I said?
Make a Tinker's Tools intelligence check.
Oh, she's a blanket.
They're
she is.
confused, but since you're not like touching, books and such after working on it, they'll allow it. But they're just confused.
Oh my god. Oh.
You start working on it, but you're distracted by various other thoughts you had from this morning. So as you're like working on it, you realize about partway through that you're actually disassembling it. You quickly reassemble it to where you were before, but you're basically made no progress.
Better than breaking the pearl, man.
You can't. Well, I mean, you can. You didn't break the pearl.
Are we gonna be leaving?
I need to hear if the game wants to do anything first. Mad.
Why would it take him so long to get another cleric?
Bo would also want to do something.
At the library?
Yeah, you said you were following him.
Yeah.
Yes, this is true.
mostly came for moral and or physical support.
Mhm.
But I guess while we're here, I'd like to see if I can research anything about you know what about my backstory.
Oh,
You know what?
that specific thing.
Yeah,
It's been a while since for that. Roll an investigation check,
indeed.
or do you need me to roll it for you?
I should be okay. Give me one.
You sure with your big ass thumbs?
Time to see the 15 rolls, guys.
Hi.
Also, Guru, I'd like to be looking for something as well.
Hmm.
I just want to see if they have anything on Silek.
Roll an investigation check.
The voice. The voice.
For both of you, they do make sure that you guys have gloves on before you go touching books.
6.
Oh yeah, Bookman.
As they say that, I go. As they say that, I just go. I look at him, nod, look to my claw, look back up, nod again.
They put on basically the equivalent of an oven mitt.
I thought they were already oven mitts.
No, these are not like oven mitts. They're like, they have fingers. They're gloves. They basically just put a mitten on you and they look at you and they say,
Oh shit!
"We're sorry, but for the children, we have to take precautions. And while you are not a child, we still have to take precautions."
There's the 2 rolls.
Fucking calling you out. Not me. They are calling Bo out.
He's not a child, but he needs
No,
that
but-
claw covered over.
Oh, they just have oven mitts on hand.
Well, to be fair, they're more mittens, but
On
it's like,
hand, parrot.
Oh, fuck, I mean that.
Good pun, Paris. Good pun.
Golf clap for Paris.
Why? Don, I spent too much time with you. Get out of my system.
So, Zadim,
E.
as you're, just looking around, by all sense of the word, you're having a good time, trying to figure this out. Do you ask around at all? Like,
Yeah, I don't know this library. I mean, I'll inquire.
do you tell
Hey,
them what you're looking for specifically? Or rather the idea of what you're looking for specifically?
I guess I wouldn't necessarily withhold information. I don't see why. I'm banned from the library. I am forcibly removed from the premises.
You go up to someone and they're a shaved head individual, a little bit small side, but not like bow short, but just like smaller, medium-sized
Hey.
creature. What? You're a small creature by classification. This is a smaller,
Say
medium-sized
future.
creature.
Say Friedrich too. Come on, man.
And well, Beardrick's not here at the moment.
Hey, how dare you?
And,
Don't say that about my hire.
they speak with you for a little bit, and after you give an explanation of it, and they kind of like look at you for a moment, and they look thoughtful, and their face kind of gets a look of mild concern.
Mhm.
Are you sure that's the way that they looked? Exactly as you described.
It is hard to forget something like that. You do not see it every day.
No, you certainly do not. Can you give me the description one more time? I'm trying to visualize it to see if we have books that do have a description like that. I'll give you a moment to pull it up if you need to.
Is
So,
there any chance that she could try again?
with the time you guys will be spending there, I want to say no.
Okay.
Alright, I get it.
You get it? Okay, go ahead.
Pitch black. Gray eyes, very dusty. As though the body itself was lifeless before it even died. And the griffins that they had attacked, the claw and bite marks, they looked as though they were blackening and destroying the other griffins. Like, even more so than just the normal attacking would do.
Blackening.
Almost as though it were necrotic, actually.
I. Will you give me just a moment?
Certainly.
Have a seat at one of the tables, by all means. If you prefer to stand, I understand. Just one moment. And you see her go up a set of stairs to the next story.
I sit on the table.
Awesome.
No.
Do I see him sitting on the table?
No. In character, I actually sit in the seat.
He is not going to have himself being thrown out when this person sounds like they know things.
Quick question, Guru.
Answer.
We've been in this campaign for a year and a half.
Yeah.
It has only just now occurred to me that that could very well have been necrotic energy that did that damage. Can I roll to see whether or not I would?
Are you proficient with Arcana?
I sure as hell am not. I'm not even on my sheet right now. I don't have to look.
Wait, it's been a year and a
I
half.
presume you're not with nature either.
Act.
Wait, it's been a year and a half?
You guys have been traveling for a long time.
There we go. Damn.
Well, out of game, like,
You are proficient with nature. I will allow you a roll of nature check.
Also, do I see Zadim sitting on the table?
He's not sitting on the table. That was
No,
out of
I was
character. He was
joking.
being
Okay.
he was being an ass.
I was about to say, I'm like, you're gonna get a ball bearing thrown at your head.
That's
To be fair, Bo would
dangerous.
probably sit on a table, but then not fully realize he's not supposed to be doing it. Or no, he'd be just like laid back in a chair with his feet on a table while chilling.
Bo, she knows, can be ignorant about certain things. Zadim, however,
Bless you. He could still be ignorant. He's a mountain man. That doesn't mean he knows
He-
everything.
he's shown his manners and his mannerisms.
So yes, Zadim, if you want to roll a nature check, you may roll a nature check. 9. Possibly. I mean, you've fought things that use necrotic energy before, but you're not certain. Because when you guys were hit by it, you guys didn't see anything like that happening to you. At least not that you remember. Eventually, they come back down, and they've got a book in their hands, and they sit down next to you, and they kind of shuffle in place, looking a bit anxious, a bit nervous. They set it down, shuffle it in their hands, and open it up quickly, very almost like a practice, like counting of pages on the side, and then flip it directly to where they want to be. Pause, look at it, flip another page because they weren't quite on track with where they were supposed to be. Slowly exhaling, looking at you, looking back at the book, and kind of just turn and push it towards you, very slowly. And then,
I'll take a
as
look.
It describes something called it's called the Black Plague. It is not like our Black Plague of modern era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you were going to be like, hold on, like, no, it is like something else. In this world, it is something that is very dangerous. They don't know like all of the exact details of it. The practice of medicine in this world is better than medieval times, but at the same time, or not fully, obviously. They have, magic to circumvent certain things, but in this case, it supposedly is a form of magical disease that acts like creating an undead creature. Basically, it's a reanimation plague.
Well, this is not what I was expecting.
Supposedly, it popped up in a few places, and it was able to be rather difficultly put out. It was something that had to be fought against and pushed back. No one knows the exact origins of it. Some people believe that it was something created accidentally by someone arcane. Kind of like closes their eyes, just like make this soft. But people were able to stop it easily enough. With all the forests and forestry, they may have had a lot of cover, but we had just as much cover to allow them to be slowed down for us to be able to trap them and remove them. Once it's killed a person, it destroys them and then brings them back. I never actually saw it myself. It was a long time ago. How long ago did you say you saw this?
How old is Bright Eyes out of character?
Bright Eyes is reaching 2 years old.
Roughly 2 years ago.
It's not that long at all. Like, it's still years, but only a couple, truly.
Truly.
Were the ones that you saw attacked also get put down?
They were dead when I found all of them.
She stares at you for a moment very silently.
We keep very close eyes on the goings on in our territory. If we had found more of them, we would have.
Imagine. I just worry that with their death, that may have only been their first death. It doesn't say specifically when it takes place or how long it takes place, and for larger creatures it may take longer. But it's possible that you found them dead, yes, but if that plague had seeped into them, they may have re-risen at some point.
I will inquire with the people of the area to see if anything is currently amiss.
Please do, when you have the chance. If it is spreading, if those creatures left the mountains and chose to roost elsewhere and have attacked other creatures, then those creatures could eventually bring it to people, and if the people begin to die and spread that, it could become a very, very dangerous event once again.
Understood.
Is it alright if I bring this to my elders to make them aware of what you've said?
Absolutely. Any and all help in this case would most certainly be appreciated.
Of course. And you said you were from which mountain range?
Hang on, I gotta check.
Out of character, the Stormstrike Mountains.
Oh, I had it in my notes.
No worries.
The Stormstrike Mountain.
It's quite a ways away.
It is.
You've come so far seeking this knowledge. I'm sorry that you've not come across a library like us before. I did not realize they were lacking in this knowledge.
I did come here for other business. I just so happened to step in here and thought to inquire.
Oh.
You are the first place I have found with this information. I have been inquiring on my travel.
That's good that you've inquired. I will make it aware, and we will try and make this more readily available for our other libraries. They close the book and drag it back to themselves, kind of just wrapping their arms around it carefully.
How big is this book, Guru?
Just good couple inches thick.
Oh, is this like
Jeez!
tote size?
This is like encyclopedia, whatever this
This
thing
is
is.
I have
it's
a weapon size.
Kind of, yeah.
Surprised that wizards are not proficient with their spell books in terms of using it
As bludgeoning damage.
blunt weapon.
Well, because if you think about it, if you're willing to use your book as a bludgeoning weapon, you're basically at your wit's end anyways, and you've clearly not thought this all the way through.
I mean, when the chips are down, you do what you gotta do. And I know some of those books can get, like, waterproof and fireproof, so bludgeon proof just seems right up that.
Just John Wick a man with that fucking book.
Gosh. Who needs pencils when you have books?
Oh god, you haven't seen that death yet. Oh lord. If you ever watch the third movie, he brutalizes someone with a book.
I've not seen that, and I'm now curious.
Oh god, he brutalizes the fuck out of that poor man.
I mean, you
The
say
man
poor
has it
man,
coming,
but
fuck. He had the death coming. He didn't have to die like that.
that's fair. But yeah, they like hold it against their chest, and like kind of rock with it for a second before nodding and standing up. I'll make it known to them quickly. This is certainly something of importance.
Thank you for your help.
Of course, and thank you for coming to us and making us aware of this. This will certainly be something of note, and something we will have to take action with as soon as we can.
Of course.
After all this time. She turns and she walks upstairs. Gonna go put the book back, most likely, and leaves you to your thoughts.
How long does it take to find a cleric, motherfucker?
I'm getting back to you. I wanted to see if anyone else wanted to do anything in the meantime,
No,
Paris.
no. I'm just sitting here like, cause he said you can come back, and it's like, why would it take you more than like 10 minutes?
Well, for the book, is what he was saying.
Okay.
Because you said you were leaving it there to transcribe it, so he was basically saying, hey, if you want to leave it here, you don't have to, just stay here writing everything down, because that can take some time.
The ye old mail doesn't exist yet.
Ye old mail does not exist. Well, not in the same sense. People don't have the same access to paper and ink as many others do. That being said, as you're waiting, eventually a older man, long beard coming down to just below his neck, not done up in any fancy way, just plain beard, balding head, white around the edges, high collar neck of the robes as usual, but with a few bands around the arms and across his chest. As he walks up to you and kind of makes a small bow. I heard you had need of someone who has spoken with the Marquis. Is there something I can deliver for you?
Can you cast sending on him?
I can cast sending to him.
Well, yeah, sorry, wrong verbiage.
You're fine. Proper verbiage is something you learn and is practiced over time.
What race is this guy again?
From the look of him, he is human.
How big is this guy?
Maybe an inch or two shorter than Zadim.
Ah, big man.
Christ almighty. Okay, that's what I thought because of your fucking voice. I'm like, this is a big bitch in front of me, isn't it?
So I walk back over to the bar like, why are things with the... Oh. Hello, grandfather.
Hello, my son. How are you this day?
I am doing well, thank you. How are you?
The sun rises yet again, and we are able to continue our reading. Good things come every day.
Say hello, grandfather.
Yeah, Bo leans over and goes, "Are they related?"
Navarro's even staring at Zadim like, don't confuse me. Stop that.
I try to explain to the elder with my eyes that I know we're not related, but I'm having too much fun with them thinking that we're related.
So I
that
just
don't
go
really wanna
with
say
an
anything,
expression?
so that you.
He doesn't say anything.
He already went with it. He just called you son.
Yeah, I was saying grandfather, and it's an old dude, but I want to be respectful.
Yeah.
Calling someone grandpa and fuck you.
I mean, he's being polite. Claire, they might actually be related. You're not sure. There's nothing that says that they couldn't be, but they might actually be related.
Claire does not know what to think.
You broke the fucking artificer.
I mean, partly she's just not paying attention. She's kind of frustrated that she basically just didn't do anything. She took it apart and put it back together again.
Mm-hmm.
A gauntlet. Oh, one of the parts of a gauntlet.
Right.
And I'm assuming that like all of us think, oh, it might not be a lie.
It might not be, but at the same time, as you're looking them over, you're like, this guy's got a lot paler skin than Zadim. If he's the grandpa, then everyone else in the family was clearly of a different descent.
Genes are some wild shit. You can
I'm
never
aware.
tell that kind of...
I'm aware. That's why I'm saying that you're just like,
There's
you don't
a-
know his family, so you haven't seen him. You're not sure.
Just the very faint quirk of the eyebrow as she stares at him dead in the face. Before she turns
says
back. Before she turns back to the cleric. Give me just a moment to figure out, because I know that you have a limit to this.
25 words is preferable.
Alright, let's see. 1, 2.
Silence.
I'm trying to make sure.
Just making sure
Fun
it's
fact:
25
a
words.
last name for a hag can be toe stealer.
Yep.
I just find that amusing.
For a second, I thought you said
There we go.
toasty.
25
them
words
toes,
exactly.
I require a favor. Any chance you could put in a good word for group at the Dragon's Eye Guild? Wish for certain quest in Ivara.
I knew it was 25 words.
Mm-hmm. He looks at you for a moment, kind of just confused, and as like before he like says anything, he kind of looks to you. Have you spoken to the guild?
I heard that the higher up you are, the better quests you get, and I'm going to assume the quest that we've heard about is rather high up on the on the totem pole. On the totem pole!
Breathe. Speak easy. No need to rush. I will send it to him and see what I can pull up. Sends the message. Gives a little bit
Totem pole.
of waiting. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And they would say last two words would be his name. Okay. He takes a moment, he listens to it, and you hear him just kind of like, the Marquise shares my wisdom. Quests and rank within a guild are dictated by the guild. They are not a thing run by the rulership directly. He advises you to ask them, to speak with them.
Alright. Is the other cleric back as well?
He's there behind him.
Did you happen to be able to fill in the other request?
His eyes kind of like go to the ceiling, like he's like thinking about Which one was that specifically?
Thomas Suture.
He like snaps his finger like I'll, and then the guy just like holds my hand. You know him.
Do you?
He's the reason why we have people wearing gloves nowadays.
Son of a bitch! Oh,
He was a good man, very clever with his thinking. He showed us how some of his books had gotten dirty, and he had started wearing gloves to begin turning the pages. Kept the dirt and the grime off of it. Very useful for ones who wish to preserve knowledge. He didn't stay long, but he was a good man.
he's my dad. He's the reason that I know about this place.
If you ever see him again, please let him know that we appreciate his contribution and that we found it perhaps eternally beyond our gratitude and ability to express that gratitude.
I love how they had no concept of gloves keeping things clean before we came along.
I mean, to be fair, how many of you guys wear gloves when you're just reading books?
I mean, I don't seek to preserve my books, so
Mm-hmm. So imagine
Uh-huh.
for them realizing just how important that would be when they weren't exactly thinking about it. When it's not an idea that you think about, it makes it so that you're like, well, I mean, maybe. It's not exactly something you consider at a casual thought.
I'll inform Dad that he's managed to change the mindset of an entire church.
He didn't set us up. He simply assisted us.
She'll hold her hand out. I didn't catch your name.
I'll type this out.
Are
What's-
you in a different area to Kalia?
She's in the front area.
Okay, Kalia's not near the entrance, so it's at the same place.
Yeah.
I got it. I was just typing out to make sure that you had it for your notes. I am Father Goliart.
Are the entrance and the counter near the same area?
Near to.
So yeah, Flair would be nearby.
Okay. I just wanted to say, because Kalia's not wearing a gauntlet, so her arm, she has an exposed arm.
Yep. They're
Just saying.
just keeping it.
Half
Yeah, they're.
a muscle. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
They're keeping an eye on you, making sure you're not just touching the books with your bare hands. You're working on your gauntlet though, so they're leaving you alone.
Okay.
There we go.
They haven't kicked you out yet.
I will make sure to remember that. Just see if Dad remembers you. Which you probably will with his memory.
He always was a very smart man, although smart people can still forget.
He always remembered the important things. I.e. the things he could use against me.
That's just being a father.
It was nice meeting you, Father Goliart? Is
Goliards.
that how you say that? Okay. Thank you very much for your assistance.
Gives a slight bow. May you continue to
bow
be
back.
ever as smart as he is.
Okay,
Yeah, I know it takes time and learning and practice, but I'm sure that you will succeed.
now you're just trying to flatter me.
I can do it as I wish. I'm old enough to do as I want. I'm going to do that. He kind of gives you like
does
this,
he look?
again, whitish beard that goes down to his neck. Not fully white, like graying. So he's not super old, but he's certainly older. And I did say he was balding.
Am I being hit on by a 50-year-old?
He's not hitting on you. He's just stating the obvious. You don't have to flirt to state the
Oh,
obvious.
It sure kills me with his reactions to this. I'm sorry.
I mean, you right.
She'll head to the entrance. About 2 shades fucking darker.
2 shades darker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because of the old man flirting. Ah, yeah.
Zadim turns to the headman and says, "Thank you for your time, dear Goliard."
He
And
gives
then
a-
he walks away.
He gives another slight nod. Be safe in your travels.
We will try.
That's all we can ask. Turns and he walks back upstairs.
Is Bo at the entrance, or is Bo, like, still wandering around the library?
He's just wandering.
Bo!
Mm.
Time to go! Unless you're still doing
And
something.
he just walks. He's like, that time. Couldn't find anything.
About time.
This weird element itching my claw.
Kalia packs her blanket up, and Navarra gets one final glimpse.
That muscle.
You-
I don't know why, but, like, I was more focused on the blanket because I just imagined, like, the cliche hobo bag on a stick.
sort of. It was like that at one point. She uses it more as a blanket now when it's colder, but
Sometimes you just gotta go back to your basics, to your roots.
yeah, she couldn't quite afford a bag initially, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. One final glimpse at muscular half-orc arm before she puts her gauntlet on again. I'm just doing this because I know you love half-orc.
God damn it.
It's fair. Where to next?
No, it's not! I suppose to the guild.
So, making your way, you eventually see the prominent iris shape of the Dragon's Eye Guild. It's an impressive looking building. It has far-stretching sides to the building. Parts of it look like it's been slightly put in such a way that it's like sectioned off just from the outside. It looks like that, and it is 2 stories naturally, and then there's a 3rd story that seems to kind of loom somewhat above the other 2 stories with bits of glass kind of ringed around it. You can't see in it from down here, but you
Guru.
can definitely tell it. Yeah,
Is it a flying buttress?
it looks like one.
Oh,
Wait, what's a
nice.
buttress?
It's a specific kind of architecture, and flying buttresses are like the advanced forms of it because it looks like there's no supports to hold it on the wall.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
It sounds weird, and I love it because flying buttresses, but they also look really cool.
Flying buttress,
I mean, he's not wrong. They do look pretty cool.
but
Yeah.
they are pretty cool.
Yep. So you
Guess we're
guys-
walking in.
As you walk in, you see there's a few guards at the door. They're kind of like looking laid back, just kind of like they look you all over and they're just like, members, are you looking to join?
Looking to join at the moment.
Cool. Kind of like thumbs behind him. Heading there. There's a few people who are recruiters towards the right side. Just go in, go straight to the right. If you go all the way to the back and try and speak with someone like one of the hires up, they'll just send you right back up to the front and you'll feel like you're walking around in circles. Trust me, it ain't good for a first impression either.
She nods her head. Thank you.
No problem.
And we'll head past them.
Heading deeper inside, you go to the right, following their a lively area. It's kind of like a common room sort of place where people are talking. You can see that there's like a slight hole in the ceiling where it shows the 2nd story where people can like lean over and just kind of look down and listen in on things, or just walk around and do their own thing. There's a variety of different races, things of various like there's like various activities. Like there's a person who's like literally standing on a table. Someone has clearly taken a rope, wrapped it around their ankle to the back and like right above their upper thigh, like right next to their crotch, so that they're tied together, so they're standing on literally one leg. They have their hand just outstretched as someone is like literally like picking up darts and just throwing it at them, and they just catching it.
What the fuck?
Bo was trying to put on his most serious face.
I'm sorry, repeat that? I'm not sure I got that visual imagery right.
There is a person who is standing on top of, and as you get a better look, you realize they're standing on top of what appears to be a mug with
Oh my
one
God.
foot.
Oh
They
my
have
God.
their ankle pulled up so that it's basically touching their ass, with rope
I
that
know.
is tied it to their upper thigh to keep it there. There's a
It's basically
person.
like they're a permanent butt kick, kind of.
Yes. So they're standing
Position.
on one foot, on a mug, on a table, as someone is throwing darts at them, and they're just catching it, dropping it, catching it, dropping it, catching it, dropping it, catching it, dropping it. And you're not sure if it's target practice or if it's them just showing off, but you hear people just like, "Come on, come on, come on, you can, come on, you can." Like it's clearly entertainment for everyone else. Is the one person just like hucking these darts, just lackadaisically, just huck.
The
Just
urge to
tempted to
leg
huck.
sweep
Yeah,
is
Kalir's,
real.
Kalir's tempted to like catapult something into him.
Always putting on his most serious face possible.
I have 3
Hello.
light hammers with that guy's name on it.
Kalir does not do
Good.
anything.
Good.
Navarre's staring at her. Navarre's staring at his ankle while holding her quarterstaff. Like, I could do it. I could absolutely do it.
There's a couple of people who. Have you ever heard of or seen a kegger?
The name sounds familiar.
Yes, I have.
Person being held upside down as drinks
Ah,
are poured
that's
into their
what I
mouth
thought.
via a tube.
Yes.
There's a few guys who are trying to do that.
How's it going?
Crying?
From the look of it, it looks like the reason it's trying is because as soon as there's guys with barrels who are slowly pouring it in. They're chugging it. They're doing a good job, but there's another pair of guys behind them with barrels, implying that if he manages to get through with those, he might basically start to kill himself out of over intoxication if he doesn't stop and quit.
Oh lord.
That being said, he looks like he's trying to suck in as much alcohol as he can upside down.
I admire that man's tenacity.
I question his liver functionality.
Semantics.
Oh my God.
You hear two people shouting at each other, and there's several people who are just eating food, and as these people are arguing, they're in a full fist fight, or at least they should be. They're rolling around on one of the tables, and everyone is just as soon as they come down, they just grab their plate, lift it up, as these people just down the table, as they're just lifting it up, this is a casual occurrence for them. They're yeah, they watch. Oh yeah, there they go. And as soon as they get to the end, they fall off. They just hit the ground. You just hear this, oh, and then you hear after a moment, you just hear, bitch.
I think it's probably in our best interest to see if we can find the place to sign up quickly.
I don't know, I'm enjoying watching the festivities.
Yeah, but if someone accidentally hits me with something, I'm gonna kill a bunch of people.
That is fair.
Hmm.
Bo was just silent.
Kalir doesn't know what we're doing. So,
Oh, I will turn to Kalir. Do I see that she's kind of confused?
well, I mean, she knows that we're here to sign up, but she's not sure where we're supposed to go or anything like
To
that.
the right
She's
after
just-
you've entered.
That kind of confusion.
Yeah, she's kind of just waiting for whoever's leading us to just kind of take us to where we need to go.
Yeah, they're not leading you. They basically said, go inside, go to the right, you'll be fine.
No, I think she meant
okay.
it was leading the group.
Ah,
Yeah.
Manuel,
okay.
head to the.
They said go to the right. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, they gave us instructions on where to go.
All right.
Yeah, now we'll head up to the signing area after watching the chaos.
so yeah, the chaos is just you looking at everything just
I mean, to be fair, to be totally fair, I'm the only girl in my family aside from my mother. This violence might not be that out of her range.
This is basically a Saturday night with one of your brothers in particular with his friends.
Bo is starting to panic a little.
That's why I'm leaving the room. Don't worry.
Entering into the next room is much calmer. In fact, it actually has faint bits of incense in various areas. As you see, this very thick-furred tabaxi with whiskers that just seem to be heavily ladenly just kind of like pointed down as they're like leaning back a little bit on the chubbier side, but with all the fur, you're not sure how much of it's chub and how much of it's actually muscle. As their eyes are closed and they're just kind of like leaning back, looking very calm, very, very just waiting. And there's a few other people who are in the room, just like looking at each other, like looking, and they're like, looking at each other again, kind of like shifting
Is
about.
he? I can't. Okay, so you said I can't tell. The way that he is built, it's hard to tell what's chub and what's like muscle.
Yeah, you're not sure if he's like a strong guy or if he's just chubby, but because he's
Guess
got
he's-
a bit of pudge to him, but you're not again. You know,
Does he look asleep?
make a perception check or an insight check of your choice.
Hold on. Describe this guy again.
They are a thick-furred tabaxi. Their eyes are closed. They're kind of leaning back slightly, like they're balanced on 2 feet, 2 legs of the chair as they're leaning back with one knee under their desk, fingers intertwined, as their head's not like rolling back or anything, but you also see that there's like a bit of upwards to the chair, so it's kind of being a slight headrest for them to mean that they're not looking like their head's just rolling around.
If big bone.
Yes.
If I think he's asleep, I'm
bone.
gonna poke his stomach.
You're gonna go over next to him, but before you do that, you hear a faint.
I'm poking him. I'm poking his stomach.
That's a great first introduction.
Hello.
Eyes slowly open. Slowly looks at you. Looks at the other people. The other people realizing what's happened, like kind of like covering their mouths, just like, oh my gosh. Him slowly looking at you.
Good morning.
Falls backwards.
She'll offer her hand to him.
Oh, my back. Takes the hand and he doesn't actually like use your hand. He just pushes himself up, cracks his neck slowly.
Khalil would have offered to pick him back up again, but
No, he got up on his own. He's only taking the hand just to take the hand. He just got himself up. Like you're like trying to pull on him, and he's already moving before you pull on him. Cracks his neck. My chair. What?
Huh? Nothing.
Khalil will go to shake his hand.
Hey.
I'll say, yeah, and
shakes
she's gonna gauge his strength by shaking it firmly.
Roll an insight check.
Firmly grasp it.
Let's see. It's gonna be bad.
Firmly grasp it.
You're not certain. It might be the fact you're wearing gauntlets that are helping you be, significantly strong woman. But this guy, he doesn't really seem to flinch as you're, doing a little bit of a grip on his hand. He just kind of just nods with a pleasant smile.
That was an interesting introduction.
I would say so. You're all here for the recruit. I am so sorry. He looks over and you actually see there's a clock on the wall.
Huh.
And gnomish architecture, of course, but as he looks over at it, you see this little cuckoo clock open up, but instead of a cuckoo, it comes out with one of those cats that have their paw raised.
Oh god, I know what you're talking about.
And it does a little
money cat?
It has a money cat on it. And it has a money cat, yeah. And it does a little paw forward, paw back motion. It says meow, 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 meow. And it does that for the hour of the day, which right now it's 11 a.m. because it does it 11 times. And then it goes back in and you're like, well, if you guys had waited, I'd have been awake for this. Well, that being said, you interrupted my cat nap. How y'all doing?
Yeah, better early than late.
That's true. That's true. Point to you. I like people who have intelligence to know enough to get here before time or on time. Or
The GM looking off to the side like on The Office at the mention of intelligence.
you are above intelligence. Stop kicking yourself down. You don't have a 6 intelligence.
You are above intelligence.
Fucking
He has
intelligence.
ascended.
I don't need that shit.
He has ascended.
I need to
You
throw
are
a brick
above
at your
it.
head later.
That's the thing.
Lower
I
the
mean, that won't hurt things.
Bo currently is desperately trying not to be noticed and keeping his mouth shut.
Looks around at everyone. Well, don't just stand there. Who about introductions?
Claire.
Claire,
She lives.
Navarre.
Navarra,
Zadim.
Zadim, Virdrick. Virdrick says, just kind of watching him, just like, what the hell?
Vidrick. Vidrick says.
Right.
I'm just standing behind Zadim. I'm not like hiding per se. I'm able to be able like it's part of the Lightfoot ability.
And we have. Where'd Bo go?
When you say that, he
the
looks.
claw gets raised behind. Just
Yeah, you don't see it because you're behind Zadim. But when she says that, Paris, you see this Tabaxi lean slightly to the left, kind of give a little nod, and go Bo, like not even like acknowledging the fact that you're hiding behind it, just kind of just like, okay, your name's Bo, good to know. And you raise the claw. He's like, ooh, nice. Looks to some of the other people, and they give their names. All right. So it sounds like you're all interested folk. You don't want to just sign on?
We're hoping to. Yes. Why?
Oh, cool. That means I don't have to go through all the dangers of exploration, the oh no, you might lose a limb. Y'all are aware of that. You see some of the other people are like, no, we weren't. And he's like, really? You weren't? Because that's kind of the whole point.
Of
It's
being an
dangerous.
adventurer.
Yeah. See, they understand. Thank you. Kind of like he's like looking at you guys like, oh my gosh, finally, people with some sense.
I feel like this guy This takes me to Mass Effect 2, the kid who wants to sign on to a merc group and doesn't even know how to fire a gun. That's all that I just thought of.
A little bit. Like some of them are like,
It shot me.
they're like, we can hold our own. He's just like looks at them for a second, just like, you do know you have to sign papers, right? They're like, yeah, that say that if you fuck up, that's not our problem. What? He kind of leans over to you, just like, oh my gosh, the amateurs.
Some
this
people
kid
don't
look
read the terms and conditions clearly.
Obviously, that's why we have the papers.
What does this kid look like? The one who's who basically just thinks it's easy money.
Make an insight check.
24.
You're not sure if he's technically old enough. He's granted, he's got a bit of peach fuzz around his
That's it,
face,
though.
but that's it.
She'll approach him.
He kind of like
What weapon do
straightens
you
up.
use?
Quarterstaff.
Oh, really?
Spear when I can get my hands on one.
She kind of twirls her quarterstaff. Why don't you show me how good you are then?
We're not supposed to fight. And you just see this Tabaxi just like sit down, kick himself back, fingers interlocked, makes a motion to you and then interlocks him again. And his eyes like go wide as he looks between you two like, wait, no, no.
Well, come on. If you're an adventurer, you need to get used to getting your ass kicked.
You hear one of the guys behind, dude, I don't think. Shut up, man! You can do this. It's like, oh, fine. Just for fun, roll initiative.
I was doing something. I was gonna say Bo was gonna approach as this started, like as they started talking.
Okay.
And he's just gonna walk between them and go, "This doesn't need to happen."
So as
Yeah,
initiative is
between
being
them. This
rolled, yeah, you just walk between them like, this doesn't need to happen. He like looks at you just like, now I gotta prove myself. She doesn't think I'm ready. And he pulls out his quarterstaff. But you go first.
All right. Wait.
It's just a sparring match.
You're
Yeah.
just been talking to Taro. She said that apparently Verdrick wouldn't want to sign up.
Oh, then he's not there.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alright, so you're up first, Paris.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
She's fighting the kid.
It is literally a case of kid go home.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat!
Do I not
Come
have
on.
this as
Bo still
I-
is between you two.
Why are you fighting?
Exactly. That's why Bo's is between them.
sparring match? It's not the first time I've had to do this. And I need to fucking make this so it's two-handed.
Why are you sparring this kid?
To be fair,
This
the
is child that should
the
not
kid,
be here, and
the
he's
kid
going to
looks like he's
die.
about ready to shove Bo out of the way. Not saying that he's going to be very successful, but he's looking
Yeah.
ready to.
Or just at least don't be the aggressor.
Just step
I'll
out
let
of
him
the way.
get first hit.
Yeah, let him go first. It is fine.
He is going to swing at you.
Oh, he
That's-
goes around me.
Yeah, he goes around you, and he rolled a 3 on the die. Jabs it with no real form, no real grace. He just... Which, to be fair, quarterstaff, anyone can learn, and they all
As he
know how
goes
to.
around me, actually.
Uh-huh. So yeah, you're right after him.
Yeah.
Can I tell if he's proficient with it or not?
Pretty much everyone is.
I lean over at you, Kalir. He is no.
He's just not great
Oh.
with it.
Wait, it's my turn, Perry.
Yep, it's Paris.
Oh,
It's his
right,
turn
right,
first.
my bad.
So what's Bo doing?
Honestly, I want to see if that would work. Is it?
I will try to just shove him back.
Bo just going to see if he can just fucking push him.
Make a strength check.
Alright.
Yeah.
Or athletics check, rather.
Just a 10.
You push him back.
And I'll walk up to him because I push back 10 feet, so I'll walk up to him and say, I said, stop.
I gotta... He tries to move around you. Because I'm imagining if you're pushed back 10 feet, you're not going to go up to him swinging, because that'd be the aggressor stance.
I said I'd go up to him
No, I said her.
and tell him to stop. Yeah. Oh, alright.
Yeah, he tries to move around you.
You said just so long as you aren't the aggressor, so she let him hit first.
And then, you shoved him away, and he's, 10 feet away now. He tries to move around Bo to go up and try and fight against Nivara.
She just looks at him and sighs, "Kid."
Oh, Christ. Guru.
That'll hit.
Yeah. And he says, I said. As I will just do 6 bludgeoning to him with the claw.
Oof! Hits him in the chest.
Stop. Stop.
I gotta
I
prove
can only-
myself. He throws his quarterstaff, and he
Then
actually
try
does
it against
hit.
me, youngin. Come on, what?
Youngin.
Okay.
Zadim comes in with his LMK AZ1AC.
I think he tried to roll damage.
No, I clicked on it by accident. I was trying to
Oh.
see. I was trying to just scroll through the chat to see what was up, and then it didn't.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Yeah.
18 to hit.
Yeah, I'll let it hit if it did hit.
Wait, so am I
18.
just out of the entire match?
Apparently, it's between Bo and him now. 4
I
points of
tried to make
bludgeoning
it
damage.
stop, but it's
So you just completely cut me out on this one.
Nah, alright, don't fight this man. I gotta go fight this man.
Yeah, no. He tried to get him to stop, then he swung at him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you.
I just wanted to walk up and try and persuade him. Hell,
What, how much damage, Guru?
4.
He lets out that as,
oh no.
Oh no.
Pikachu. Deck save. Only 5. Lightning.
That fails, and does that throw him yet?
Yep, 10 feet back. He just gets launched.
He gets launched basically back to where he had been before. Only this time he
Sweet
falls
Jesus.
onto his ass, and he just kind of like looks up at you.
And he's
Like-
like, Bose just raises his voice and screams.
Like all the other guys like take 5 steps back, just like, whoa. And the guy's just on the ground, just like staring up at you, like, oh. And the tabaxi just like kind of looks down at him. You getting back up?
He looks back to Navarre, and he just mouths the words, "I did not plan it to go this way."
So
like a scared kid. He's like, "I did not plan it to go."
So pat Bo's shoulder and walk up to the kid and offer a hand to him.
He doesn't take it. He just kind of rolls out from beside you and just kind of runs out the door.
Oh, there he goes.
And his friends just run out behind him.
Hey, Butters.
And there they go.
Congratulations on your Kynan moment.
Kynan, wait. That was completely went over my head.
Kynan's basically was the first fan of Vox Machina, and he was like, "I love you. I want to join your group." Then Vaxel Day and straight up just RKO'd him out of nowhere.
Yeah. just walked up right behind his sneak attack, just like, we don't have time for this.
Oh my god.
That's yeah.
Barely noticed. Khalil's just been, I guess, kind of just like, I don't know, spaced out or something. She just kind of just noticed at the end when.
I've been talking to Kalir the entire time, just commenting on the fight and shit. I don't know if she's been responding, but I've been like commentating.
And here we see they are trying
in that case, Kalir would be paying attention as well. Just kind of like, I don't know whether I should just stand in and pick him up or something. I don't know. I'll just let them deal with it.
I feel like that might hurt his feelings just a little.
Yeah, I don't really care.
How old did that?
He did not look to be of drinking age.
Oh, sweet Christ!
Wow. What was this kid do?
This boy has not yet felt
He was
the warmth
about
of a
to
woman.
die, is what he was gonna do.
Bo just goes, "Sorry," and kind of like shrivels back. He kind of deflates a bit out of stress.
I tapped
just-
Bo on the shoulder.
I literally had the health of a commoner. Like,
She.
No, if he had the health of the commoner, he would have been unconscious. If he had the health
Just
of
from
the
the
commoner.
claw, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just from the claw,
From
because
the
they have
wolf.
8 HP.
Oh, they have 8?
Yeah,
Oh.
they have commoners have 8 usually.
Yeah. And he wouldn't have swung at you if he had been that. No, he had more than 8 HP, but that was enough to bloody him, and that was enough to make him go crying. So yeah.
Bo, you know, since Bo's walked in here, and it's easier to tell now, Bo being here and here alone is stressing him out uncontrollable.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
We're
now.
gonna head outside, then we'll come and get you, alright?
The tabaxi just kind of like leans against, like he moves to the front of the desk and kind of leans back. You alright, little man? Sorry, I don't mean to say that in terms of
We don't need a fight in here. Just
Alright.
get the shit done.
Hey.
Oh, jeez!
Bo actually swears out of stress.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, hey,
you just-
no need to use that language around here. Sit. Yeah. You need some water. Here, let me get you some water.
I'm going to. And he just walks out the room. He can't handle being a group. He can't handle joining this organization. It's stressing him out too much.
Right. Of course.
Bo folds.
Aw. I'm kind of sad to see that man go. He looked like he was gonna have right fun in here if he actually stayed with us.
He's
Water?
getting stressed. She'll take the glass.
Pours himself one. Name's Long Arrow, by the way. On account of the fact that I can't shoot worth a damn, but if I throw it, I might actually hit something. You know. Kind of just grins wildly, just, hey,
What happens when I throw a dart at you?
please don't. I ain't like some of our other friends here. Some of them are a lot dodgier and whatnot, and I'm just sitting here looking like, kind of motions to himself. I mean, I'm able to tell who should come in here and who shouldn't. That's why I was taking a nap when I saw them come in. I was just like, man, it's time for me to take a nap. So I just leaned back and fell the fuck to sleep.
Shouldn't you have been signing them up?
No. Not them. Y'all. Looks at y'all. I don't see why not. You look like you can handle yourselves. And if you're half as good as your friend over there, you'll be able to keep your heads above water.
I have character. I can't wait until someone asks how old Claire is.
How
About
what
what?
clear is?
Like, I can't wait till someone asks her, like, how old she is. Like, for, like, the purpose of IDing her or, like, checking she's, like, of age or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, she doesn't know.
I'm more than 10, but maybe less than 30.
God. Oh God! Please tell me he pulls out the necessary paperwork.
It's basically just a sheet.
Killer kind of leans over to know.
Hmm?
Are we still doing this since Bo and Vedrick aren't joining?
All we really need to do is be able to take the quest, and then they can just obviously come with us to help us out with it.
Now, pulls out the paper. I'm just going to read this over to you real quick. I promise I'll make it quick for you. Alright. Kind of just holds up the paper, looking like he's clearly read this more than enough times before. This is not the most hype, enthusiastic part of the job. It's basically just getting stuff out of the way. Alright. You are of the understanding that these missions are given with as much information as we could squeeze out of people to make sure that your lives are as safe as we can handle them to be. If there is unintended or unintentional purposeful information that was withheld from us by other people, it is up to you to withdraw that information from the people when you arrive on scene or on location. Understandably, your methods are your own. We ask that you do not harm the people of this area as they are. He kind of like looks up to the air, like trying to find a good word for it, just like, foolish. Yeah, foolish is a good word. Sometimes they think that they understand things that they don't understand, and then they think it's a bigger deal than it actually is. I actually knew of some people who found this oily little mother that was just causing a bunch of issues for them. Turns out it was friendly as could be. It was just creating messes everywhere and throwing things around, trying to play pranks on him and whatnot. Boggles the mind, you know?
Do I know what the hell he's talking about?
Nature or Arcana check.
Killer looks a bit uncertain. She, like, after Bo left, she kind of realized, oh, I could leave as well. I don't actually have to join.
The creature sounds like a boggle.
What was it? Do I know if those are generally peaceful creatures?
Depends. They're basically more neutral creatures that just kind of do whatever they want. Very oily creatures.
How would they attack a boggle?
They weren't attacking they didn't attack the boggle. They just moved it out of the way so that they could make sure that it didn't actually hurt itself. It was a little deer once it was actually understood that it wasn't actually being evil. It's just the fact that people saw it and they thought of it as just this little ancient running around, small little thing, about the size of your friend and whatnot.
Claire kind of leans over to Nightvar.
Mhm.
Do I have to join as well?
If you don't want to, it's fine. We only really need one of us.
Okay. I think she speaks up. She's like, I think I'm gonna pass with this.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you have a good day, at least.
Thank you. She walks out with Bo, to see Bo.
I was just outside, like, kind of just sitting next to the door, curled up, waiting for y'all.
Sorry to hear about your friends. They looked fine enough coming in. They looked strong enough and whatnot. I mean, having the nerve doesn't have anything to do with that, though. Understandable if they don't want to be involved in things like this. I mean, to be fair, though, he kind of waves the paper. This is the scariest part of the job if you're willing to face things like, bigger than this. Which, again, most of the time it's just taking care of little stuff.
I'm not looking for little quests. Something a little bit more substantial would be in my area.
He kind of like waves you down. Don't worry, there's plenty of that for you to try and take on too. We're very versatile. people call us mercenaries, guns for hire, and whatnot. But oh, sorry, not guns. Bows for hire.
Swords fire is the actual term.
Thank you. Cell swords. That's the one. I was trying to remember what it was. Swords, cell swords. That's what they're called. Cell swords and whatnot like that. We prefer to think of ourselves as removing trouble from the source.
They're guns for her. What's
no,
a gun?
They're cell swords. They're cell
I know.
swords. Thank you for correcting me on that. Cell swords. He just kind of chuckles at that. We're not. We're definitely not cell swords. Last time someone called someone a cell-sword in here, found themselves with a bloody lip. To be fair, though, it was a joke, and then they drank about half a gallon's worth of mead to make up for it. I think they actually passed the hell out. They couldn't hold their ale, turns out. Not the brightest of ideas when you can't do that. Anyways, you are free to choose your own missions and quests. You can make your own stamp, which you would then be able to stamp on to the mission to show that you have either interest in it or are looking to take on the mission. If the mission is completed, proof of missions confirmed is required in order for you to claim your stamp. Otherwise, if someone else brings in proof, they will have it. If you both bring in permission, we will presume that you worked as a collective. Otherwise, if one of you is lying, we will need more evidence to make sure that no one is trying to take each other's money and bounty here. We're all equals in this. We're all trying to get an equal share of money so we can make sure that trouble no longer befalls this land, and so that we can actually make sure that we're best equipped for taking care of the bullshit that's around. You catch my drift?
Certainly.
Cool.
I'm sorry, Bob came in. What was the last bit?
You guys are allowed to take your own quests. If you're working as part of a group or as just a person, you can actually make your own stamp that you can stamp onto a mission that you have interest in. If you do so, just bringing back proof to say, hey, I completed this quest is recommended. If you and someone else both bring it in and you are not working together, they will send out a team to find out the actual truth to make sure that people aren't lying. They do not have tolerance for liars because you're all trying to get money to sustain yourself, make yourself better equipped, make yourself able to actually do things. And you can only do that if you're all willing to work together, not against each other. So they have a very low tolerance on that.
Fair enough.
And then he holds out the paper for you to sign. It's not like a blood contract if you want to leave us and such like that. Obviously, we do ask that you don't try and make your own guild and like a side business or anything like that. Just if you want to leave and whatnot, just turn in your stamp.
Devar will look at Zadim and make him lean down because you're fucking 6'8".
I lean.
You know you don't have to join if you don't want to, right?
Out of character, Guru, it's not like I'm a part of any other mercenary guild, am I?
Not really. I mean, the only one that technically one might consider you part of is the Marquise, but that's basically just for one job. This would be something that you could look into for getting other jobs elsewhere.
Like outside the country?
Possibly, yeah. This doesn't sound like it is a single place thing. This is just where the headquarters in Tamdov is.
I am not adverse to this. It could lead to more interesting opportunities at a later date.
Plus, we have goodies.
What the hell does he mean they have goodies?
Well, if you complete the prerequisite mission or missions, depending on the depth of severity needed for it, you have access to the wings. Dragon's wings, obviously Dragon's Eye, Dragon's Wings. There's a theme going there. In the... Oh, God damn it. He like looks up and just like,
before we
I
have
hate
access,
this.
we have to do certain amount of missions to gain access.
Yeah, we're not going to give it to people who aren't willing to put in the time and effort. I mean, we're not going to just give you stuff.
May I ask you why, to a certain degree?
Well, think about it like this. Imagine those kids came in, signed on, were allowed into the wings, went out, and died.
What if we had proof that we were able to handle ourselves?
That is the nation's.
That would
I'm
be
saying group of 4.
that would say that you've had experience, yeah, but not with us. And you need to be, trusted to be able to bring back the stuff that you bring in specifically from us. Just saying that you have experience doing this. I mean, even if you bring in proof to spin a yarn, understandably, you could have just picked it up off of something. We have no way to physically prove it or speak to people as of right now. We're just trying to move things forward just so that way, once you complete a quest that has your stamp on it, shows that you were the one who did it, you can show that quest to anyone in the wings and they'll be able to help outfit you further.
She looks at Zadim. This is going to be the most backwards ass way, and I cannot in no way convince the 3 out there to help me with this.
Yeah, you might be able to. They might not be willing to join, but that doesn't mean they can't participate.
Yeah, I mean, you only need one
I'm
person to
saying
be
in
part of
terms of-
it, but you'd be the only one willing. We'd be able to outfit with stuff, unless you had it so that your stamp was that you were the leader of a group and you were basically giving your word that they were with you and were trustworthy. Otherwise, we'd have to throw them out. You understand?
That works as far as I'm concerned.
She'll sigh and sign the paper.
I sign up too.
He looks through a couple of stamps. And he's like, any kind of creature you're particular to?
What do you have with wings?
Wings. I'd say that's a pretty broad spectrum. He looks at you, looks into his box, looks at you, looks into his box, looks at you.
Reptilian in nature.
You like reptiles? Cool. Looks through a few more. Pulls one out, looks at it, looks at you again, kind of smiles. You're from the mountains, right?
I am.
Tosses you a stamp.
I catch it.
Oh, look at the stamp.
The stamp that he gives to Zadim appears to be a winged creature with the head of a bird of prey in profile and with the bottom body of some kind of feline creature.
Where is Bright Eyes at the moment?
She's probably right behind me.
Well, I'd pay attention. He reaches in, he starts looking through lizard. Lizard? What kind of lizard?
Lizards?
What kind of
Oh my
lizard?
god, lizard.
Or do you prefer snake? Some people prefer snakes. Never understood why. Snakes are always such a pain in the ass.
Even
I like
though they
snakes.
have none.
I never said that they weren't cute. I just said that they're a pain in the ass. Yeah. He tosses you one that has the image of a snake that looks like it's resting its head on the hilt of some kind of blade that goes down amid the coils. That one look good for you?
This'll work.
Alright. So if you ever want to take a quest, there'll be a little box where you can stamp your selves next to it. If you want to go together, stamp it on the same box. Just one to the top left, one to the bottom right. If you have more people, there's a part of it that you just have one person stamp it, so you don't have to have everyone stamp it. If you do that, that just gets really complicated. We don't need people overlapping like that. That's just rude.
She does. She kind of makes it like, face. Where you like tilt your head.
You want to do something basic? You want to do something complex? As far as anyone can care about, you are an initiate into the Dragon's Eye. Once you get yourself a fancy little medallion, kind of motions to his own, or a tattoo, motions to a tattoo on the back of his arm, then he looks down at it and just like, right, fur. I have one, it's just I gotta shave it off if you want to actually see it, and I don't really feel like that. So if you
I'm
prefer a
assuming
tattoo.
you know essentially what each quest that's been submitted.
Not all of them off the top of my head, but I know a few of them that have been around for a while. Anything in particular?
She gestures him to come closer.
He leans forward.
Have there been any quests that have been submitted by nobility?
You're trying to do a 2-for-1 deal, huh? You're one of those type of people. I ain't gonna stop you and whatnot, but it's dangerous playing with them, just so you're aware. You're trying to keep ourselves out of their business, but they're still allowed to submit themselves whenever they need. It's a pain in our ass, but it's a living.
I get a minor kick out of it.
Yeah, that's fair. A few possible things that have been not set up per se, but sent out by them. They're looking to gather a few supplies from the south. There's apparently a group of people that they're looking to have brought to justice by their words. Now, we prefer to hunt creatures. We are not a policing force. We are not part of the guards, but some people like the ideas of bounty hunting, and so we do have a section that looks into that. There's also
Tell me about that one.
I squints at you. Alright.
There's nothing quite as thrilling to me as chasing another humanoid. Because I know it's just as smart as I am.
You'll fit right in with the bounty hunter section. Yep. According to some, these people are ransacking temples. Thing is, we've actually been trying to do a bit of our own research into some of this. And, well, let me just say that I don't know how I feel about it personally. It's one of the reasons why it's one of the few quests that are actually unstamped at the moment. People are still waiting back on more information. But apparently these people are attributed as being ancients defacing temples and stuff like that. But from what I've heard of people and what they're saying and whatnot, there's been references to some of the people going through, but generally they go through, and then when they're discussing the people who are coming through and actually defacing the temples, those people aren't able to verify that those same people are the ones who did it. Then again, they might be masked or something like that. I don't know, but it just doesn't feel right to me.
It sounds interesting.
It's a mystery. If you're fine with putting up with a little looking around for clues and such like that, be my
I'm fine with
guest.
putting in the effort.
It's on the wall. You'll find it probably around midway through. It's one of the few ones that should be completely unstamped. Trust me, you'll know it by the fancy writing at the top of it that looks like it's a declaration from a clergy. Ugh. They have to write it all fancy like. Why just be simple?
She sends him her most charming smile. Thank you very much for your assistance.
Alright, yep. Tell your friends that I hope they feel better. They look like they were getting a little sick.
She nods her head, heel turns, and immediately starts towards the board.
I will follow.
Hey,
Yes.
he waits until Navarro leaves the room. Looks at Zadim. She's gonna be trouble, isn't she?
She can be.
From one mountain man to another.
Hmm.
Try and keep her nose as a little bit clear of trouble, just a little bit. Otherwise, she might end up accidentally finding her way into the dragon's heart for one reason or another, and I can't tell if that's going to be from her finding her way up to the top or for her pissing off someone that she shouldn't have.
I will do my best.
I only ask that you try. All I can ask. Be careful out there.
Of course. And I'll follow after Navarre.
Okay.
If he arrives behind her a little bit late, she looks back at him. He completely brought my bullshit, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, Zadim, roll an insight check.
Insight. I forget sometimes that I have decent insight.
I am not at fault for that.
Your
I'm not
whiz
saying
is high, but your intelligence is average.
Above average. It's his charisma that's his dumb stat.
I feel like this is partially why I laugh when Zadim and Ivar hang out, because it's the polar opposite. Have you clicked it and it's just taking forever, or?
No.
Okay.
Page had to load.
I was worried it was gonna be like that. I was worried it was gonna be like that fucking 18 Insight that took legitimately 10 minutes to show up.
Right.
No.
Ate it up.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I can tell.
Oh lord. I will head to the board and see if I can find that quest he was talking about.
You'll find it pretty easy. In front of it, there's like a spongy-looking substance that's been put into a container that you can use
What
to
the
stamp
hell?
it. It's ink,
Oh,
so you can put your stamp on.
she'll stamp it.
Zadim, do you
She'll
stamp it
versus
as well?
Zadim can.
Yeah, I'll get a look.
Alright, so you both stamp it, and it says basically the information that was put by them is basically a group of villainous warlocks have been rampaging across our countryside, destroying our temples, laying waste to our fields, and they need to be stopped. We ask you, these good people of the Dragon's Eye, to rise up and take care of these fiends as quickly as you are capable. We ask that you do this post haste. The sooner of which we are able to see these results taken care of, the sooner of which we are able to reward you for your patronage to the country of Tamdov.
Does it give specifics? Like, not specifics, but does it give, like, even a lead?
To the east, the last area that they heard about was that they were heading northward towards the Colosse's path, which, if you have a map, my mouse was being weird there, would be right about here. And I'll put a little dot for
Don,
you.
it's west.
West.
Weast.
Nah, Weast. I thought you said Weast. Shut up.
I'm sitting here like, east, that's in
East,
Halo,
west. No, west.
right? God damn it.
In that type of area. Actually, might make that larger.
Is there a map nearby?
Yeah, there's,
Actually, we have a map. What the
yeah,
fuck
there's a
am I
map you
talking?
have. There's also a map nearby that you can look at.
Is it more detailed than the one we have?
A little
We got
bit.
ours. Yeah, I'll head to that map then.
That kind of area, which is still a fairly wide area to look over. But
What's
Hmm?
location name, if you would, of the last seen place?
the last scene place, let me pull it up here so I can type this out for you. Where's my make it shine for you.
Shine.
Oh, this time it actually works. Hooray. They were last seen around a place called Wheat Valley, which was to the south, right about here. That's a little smaller than I intended that for the. Let me just up the size there.
Is there any information on this place?
Not in here. You have to go looking for that.
She'll look to Zadim.
Hang on.
No, already.
Weast Valley.
Do you still want me to hang on, or did you need that pun out of your system?
No, that was it.
Okay, so we need to gather information on that and start heading in that direction. I think it's just as good of a lead as we're gonna get.
Sometimes you work with your.
They were headed up towards the Colossi path, though. Maybe we should cross it and then go?
Do you know any way that they would to cross it?
Don't they have bridges and such?
But how frequent? That
Not-
would be a good indicator of where they might have been.
Based on your map, not in that area.
Fair enough.
It's not traversed enough to have people wanting to go back and forth too much.
Come on, let's see if we can get information on that area at least.
Alright.
She'll head out the guild. I'm assuming. Do they let me take the piece of paper, or do they just they want you to leave it?
They want you to leave it. If you need
Okay.
a copy of it, they will give that to you, but it's basically someone else wrote it.
Okay, I'll just write down the points,
Mhm.
essentially
Why-
the important points in a journal.
Is it left on the board though? Because if it is, then I mean I know it's stamped, but someone might think it's an available job.
It is. Until you complete it, it is considered an open and available job.
It's
So
basically
what
like an
happens
open
when two
contract.
guys go to the same place and doing
Then it's a drag out fight, and whoever gets the evidence first gets it.
No,
Ooh,
whoever
I like
completes it and has the evidence to prove that they did complete it. That's why they said if you were not there and you did not complete this mission, don't go around trying to do that. The reason for the stamps is so that you know someone else is already currently on it. Therefore, if you go out and you try and do it, you're basically saying, "Hey, I'm gonna try and beat them to the punch." You can certainly try, but that does not necessarily mean that one, you're going to be able to, and two, that you're going to come back with proof and evidence from something that they may have already completed.
I just imagine there's this one group of people that literally just they just let other people complete the quest just so that they can steal the credit.
There was a group
They
that
just
tried
knock
that.
out the group.
Yep, there was a group that tried that. They were not allowed in the Dragon's Eye and have been thoroughly posted through multiple different countries about what they did.
Oof, oof. Character assassination at its finest.
Oh yeah, they when they said that they do not want you to do that, they were serious.
Okay, jeez, okay. She'll head out then with just bullet points in her journal. Alright. She walks out, stops 2 feet essentially after passing the group, and then spins around. I have some information, I have a lead, I still need to research the area they were in last. Where the hell would I go to research an area?
You're asking
A
them.
lead,
The library.
a lead on what?
She moves closer to Claire. Remember how I mentioned the group of warlocks that we were once to befriend?
Yeah.
We have a lead on where they were last.
Oh. Okay.
Unless any of you happen to know anything about a place called Wheat Valley.
Girl, I don't suppose I'd know.
No, not Wheat Valley.
We can ask around, I suppose.
Alright. I'll ask around the city on what's the best place to gather information on a geographical scale, essentially.
Okay, so you're gonna ask around. Zadim, are you going to go to the library?
Man. Madrino.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking Navarra.
No, I said Zadim.
No,
are
you
you
said
going to the
Zaki,
library?
going to the library.
You
I
mentioned it.
suggested I suggested we go to the library. I mean, I can't make everybody else go. But I mean, stands to reason that'd be the best place to go for information on.
Yeah, but there's multiple libraries. This is the problem.
Oh, jeez, dang. Choices. Crap.
That's why she's asking around for the best place to research a geographical.
Okay, yeah,
Kind of place.
that's fair. Let's see which library is best then.
Roll an investigation check.
Would it be investigation or persuasion? Since I'm asking around.
I'll give it to you. A few people have asked about various things regarding places, maps, and the like of things that they want to know. They don't have a lot of information regarding too much, but they do have a bit regarding some of the history that might be useful. It's a different library, a little bit more to the north. That might be the one you're looking for.
I'll head to that library and see what the fuck I can find out about Wheat Valley.
Okay.
Khalid's gonna look
Look for what?
technology.
For technology again?
Yeah, in this library.
Okay. Alright, so moving up to it, this one is definitely a much different tonality. This is a lot darker stones, and this is referred to as the Seyaz Library. Looking around with your investigation check, there's a few more things about different farm. It's basically farm tech and stone crafting tech, things of masonry and the like.
Nothing that would prove useful to me. In other words.
She's looking for technology. You didn't roll an investigation check. I was going to say you.
Oh,
roll
I
it as well.
misheard.
Yeah, she's rolling. She's rolling for technology. She's ignoring the quest stuff. She's like, hold on, I need to check my technology stuff first, it's the clear
Also-
way. I love it. Yes,
Bo's just following.
just
I'm
following.
trying to say it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Alright, look
about
around.
all he's doing.
Fair enough.
Kalu, by the way, side of the guild, Leah were trying to comfort Bo. Whilst Navara and
He
Is it
probably
even
hasn't
worth it
said
himself?
so much since he walked out of there.
yeah,
He's just the one thing about I said is I'm not good with people. Just very sheep.
yeah. In which case, it should just sit silently and maybe like, I don't know. I believe she knows that he's not quite good with touch, so she just kind of sits by him.
Understandable. So Paris, investigation check.
Eh,
Looking,
bad.
looking around, you eventually find it's not like a very collected information. It gives you an idea of like the mapping of the area. It's a valley. It's a grassland type of area that is specifically known for growing wheat, and a few other things are grown from time to time. There's another area of it that is also known for growing potatoes.
Pero.
And
Die.
peanuts and such as that. You're fine. Other than that, though, the history of that area, as far as you can tell, seems to be farmers came in and set it up. It's a very simple little valley. At one point, it was assaulted by people who were in the midst of a civil war, and they were just simple farmers just trying to make their own way in the world. Apparently, there was a young man amongst them who, in the night, basically set fire to the fields that the soldiers had set themselves up in and drove away those who were not caught up in the fires. And when the family was like, "But we've burned away our crops," and he's like, "Yes, and now they will not feed off of what we have worked for." And so people tend to not really mess with Wheat Valley because apparently the people there are supposed to be willing to burn their crops to destroy you.
Right.
Granted, that is a history lesson that's may not apply to the current here and now, but some people still adhere to it according to the writings.
Would I know what god they are most likely to follow in like this small time farming village?
Most likely to?
Yeah.
Based around the information
'Cause
you're reading.
I'm assuming it tells me nothing about that.
No. Well, actually, no. It would actually mention that there are a few temples that are brought up there. Let me see here. The one that would make most sense is the fact that this one is known for the twins, Lucanus and Luos. Luos and Lucanus are twins, siblings. Luos is the goddess of the sun, and therefore is one of light and of nature as she shines down and helps things to grow. And most likely the one that the young man worshipped specifically because, well, actually, no, that or Lucanus, because either one of them are known for being, very much about how, we're very helpful people, but the moment you try and back us into a corner, we will be savage and we will burn you to the ground.
I wouldn't happen to know what clerics follow these gods, would I?
Make a religion check.
Nope.
Not off the top of your head.
Can I quickly grab like a book and see if I can figure that out?
Based off your investigation check, no.
So Lucanus and
Luos.
what? Luos. Okay.
Luos.
And there are libraries to Lucanus?
Yep, it's called Lucanus Den, and is
Didn't you mention
technically
which
not.
clerics were there? Actually, now that I think about it,
Yeah,
which ones were they?
what type of clerics?
Yeah.
He didn't say. He said that some of them were very much in tune with nature and the like.
It's a fucking nature cleric. So that didn't make sense. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can find. I'm assuming there's like a library assistant essentially,
A
or
scribe.
librarian.
A scribe.
Would they be able to help me figure out more religion on, or a book more on Lucanus?
What do you wish to know about Lucanus? He was
Just
invited
the-
in by the Stone Father when the world of Ait'seh opened up after they were wolf-born, but I can give you as much information as I am knowledgeable on.
A bit of the background and those who usually worship him would be nice.
I mean, I can't give you the background of specific people, of course. That is for them.
Not of the
to-
people, I mean of the god. Lovely.
I understand.
Absolutely.
The god, of course, there's. Were you looking for information of the god themselves, or the sort of people who follow? Just to make sure I'm understanding clearly.
The sort of people who follow him. Her. Lucanus is the female.
Lucanus is the male. Luos
Oh,
is
is
the
it?
female.
Okay.
You were not wrong. No worries. Believe me. When it comes to twins, some people can't even tell them apart. They say that at one point they actually used that to their advantage. A god tried to play a trick on Luos, and Lucanus pushed his way in and made it very clear that when the trick was played, that he could smell every bit of it and looked the man dead in the eyes as he bit into the spoiled food, only to spit it back in his face. Made people understand that they are very protective of one another. That being said, Lucanus is, as I said before, wolf-born. Very powerful force of nature, and many who follow him for his wildness. Some also worship him for the way with which he travels about. He is rarely in one place, and he has his eyes upon the world. Some of which believe that makes him a suitable warrior, but that is all based off their perspective, of course. Whether or not he actually grants them any leeway as one of war is questionable, but no one really says otherwise about it. Luos, on the other hand, is one of magic, very great mysticisms that are at her fingertips, and she is the goddess of the sun, and many who worship light also find themselves under her gaze.
So, let's say a cleric of the light.
Sure.
Well, technically she's writing this all down. Thank you very much for this information.
I presume you're not asking for the idea of joining, so I presume then that you're simply curious about others who have spoken to see about learning more, perhaps making a pilgrimage to the Wheat Valley. There's a beautiful temple there. At least last I heard, my friend went there and said that it was rolling grasses of golden wheat. Apparently it was quite lovely to see.
My father is a cleric, so I like to try and learn as much about as many clerics as I can.
I understand. You're not born into the clergy that your father was?
Nah, he'd moved away long before I was born.
Oh,
From the clergy that he joined with his mother.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, not moved away from me, moved away from his temple, essentially.
Oh, that does make more sense. Kind of like waves a finger at you, like, you had me thinking.
So I wasn't quite raised around the family of clerics like he was.
That is more than understandable. That being said, I do hope that you find much in your travels. And if you ever wish to hear more about Sayas, please, by all means, we are happy to assist you.
I'll make sure to keep you in mind.
Of course, and may the stones you walk upon never hurt your feet. Gives a small bow and smiles at you.
She'll give a slight bow and head back to the group. Depending on if they are in or out of the library.
Claire's looking for her.
My cat!
Oh my god.
She'll wait by the entrance until most people head back.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to do in the area, Zadim?
Not really, no. I mean, well, what kind of library is this exactly?
It is made completely of stone, like
Mhm.
to the point that like you actually look at some of the shelves and they look like they were carved into the stone wall. Like they have they have a very unique way of doing certain things, but it's clear from the way that this is made that these people take at least a decent amount of pride
I will be right back.
in the manner with which they have formed and created this establishment. It's clearly made of multiple stones on the outside, but on the inside, the walls are smooth.
Does Claire actually find a book on it?
I mentioned the books that she found. They were all on farming equipment and stonework
And
technology.
this is a more geographical.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay.
You're the first person I went over, no worries.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. As soon as you went in, you rolled your 16, and I said you found things that were for those things.
Okay, she just leaves then.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay. All right. So you head out, and Paris has the information regarding that. And I'd say that'd be a good place to end the session. You guys have gotten a lot of information, roleplayed a little bit more, found out about this guild called the Dragon's Eye, and a little bit more about the various stuff that they've discussed, ranging from the fact that they've got sections of the area called the Dragon's Wings and the Dragon's Heart, which apparently even there, like, yeah, it's thematic and it just sounds like funny stuff to us and we're fine with it. You found out about the way that they do all this stuff and now have more information regarding the area with which you guys can go to find these warlocks. Which, in actuality, I realized I was a little bit off in my estimation. They're actually a little bit closer than that. So it's actually not super far away, but it's far enough away that it is still a decently long journey to get there, maybe at most by foot, a little over a month. So yeah, you guys have your ideas in head. You have plans in mind, and we'll see what you guys do with those next time, won't we?
Yay.
Indeed.
Good. So, until next time, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, feel free to leave us a like and a comment. It really does help us out. Subscribe if you want to keep up with the content, or follow us at twitch.tv/whatteamcomp so you can keep up with when we are streaming and posting these, so that we can continue to provide you with that good D&D content. We really enjoy ourselves here. And we do stream other D&D on other days. Thursday gets 2 of them, because, we're crazy like that. And until next time, we've been What Team Comp, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye!
See ya.
Boy.